The Terrible Warriors are heading to Con Bravo in Hamilton, Ontario, and the campaign you are about to listen to will have its last episode recorded live this Saturday at 1:30 p.m. in room 314 at Con Bravo. We'll see you there. But today, on the Terrible Warriors, return to the apocalypse world and return to Sanctuary for one last episode before Con Bravo. The mission to stop Old Gang from harassing Sanctuary has gone horribly wrong, and now Dr. Gold and his team find themselves surrounded and captured. The hardholder, Simon Bishop, is in way over his head and will have to make an impossible decision. But don't worry, because you've got the brainer on your side. Pity executes plans of her own. In the final episode of Sanctuary, they will reveal themselves to truly be Terrible Warriors. Welcome back to the Terrible Warriors. I'm your Master of Ceremonies, Justin Eacock. It's not Game Master, it's not Dungeon Master, it's Master of Ceremonies. We play so many games with so many titles. We are in our final episode of our Sanctuary campaign, the Tuesday storyline of our Apocalypse World mega game. Now, what's interesting about this setup is the last 3 episodes you heard were all recorded right next to each other. This episode, thankfully, was recorded after Derek recorded his game, so I know what happened. So we're returning to record this last episode after a little bit of a break. So if there's some continuity errors that you hear because you're listening to it all at once, a disclaimer, we're terrible at this, and we have scratched notes on paper.
Set the bar always very low by giving the title
I've
of the
got a lot of
podcast.
Patreon names, and I think I've remembered where each person was on the cast, but if you were a good guy and now you're a bad guy, I'm not sorry.
You've been upgraded. Welcome.
You know what? I mean, you should see this room. It has a wall with like a map and like a bunch of string.
We promised you a lot of things, but continuity wasn't one of them.
No.
Before we get back into our game, though, because we did leave in a bit of a cliffhanger, I want to reintroduce our denizens of Sanctuary and our apocalyptic warriors. Starting at my left, your right, we have...
I am Conal Macbeth, better known in the nerd community as Toronto's greatest supervillain and evil genius, Dr. Terrawad, playing the savvy head known as Jean-Baptiste Emmanuel Goldman.
Dr. Gold.
Dr.
AKA
Gold.
Dr. Gold.
Every one of us has so many names in this.
I have
It's a good apocalypse.
4
like
letters.
Mad
I don't know what your
Everyone's got
problem
like
is.
names.
I like a lot of flourish, okay?
Depending where they are.
Conal's a very fancy man.
And beep. Hi, I'm Tom.
Steve.
Hi, I'm Tom. He's an evil genius white from the show Weird Video Games on YouTube, and I am playing Nelson, the gun lugger.
AKA Kenneth. AKA Don't Call Him Rocky.
Yes.
Yes.
AKA don't call me Shirley.
Kenneth.
I'm always serious. Yes, our gun lugger, a man with a death wish and a rough past, who has brought a lot of danger to the walls of Sanctuary. Thank you for that. I really appreciated the
What are
drama.
you pointing at me for?
No, listen.
Oh, yeah, that
you
was the
brought the
backstory.
hornet's nest, and he batted it down. So,
I forgot
sitting
about
next
that.
to Cassie, back in for this game.
Hi, it's Bree Poison. I'm playing Pity, our brainer again, our pale, ambiguously gendered, creepy thing. that
I'm
doesn't
terrified
really
because
go.
4 episodes in, you haven't done anything yet.
Oh, are you kidding?
Scary as hell.
She killed 2 people.
Killed an NPC, but like to the big story.
I know what she can do,
died.
and it's scary.
I did not kill them. Someone
You
died.
touched them, their heads exploded because they
Their
refused to
head
follow through their
exploded
command.
later. I wasn't touching them while their head
It was a
was
few
more of an
seconds later,
implosion.
but it was still later.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, in terms of the bigger story, Pity hasn't really stepped onto the stage, and I actually tweeted to you. I think you put it out on Twitter.
Yeah, he sent me a private message.
I love you. Pity terrifies me.
He said this at least in part because I just spent literally 48 hours making a Pity outfit.
I was going to say, can we say that?
We're going to get to that in just a minute after I
Okay.
introduce everyone. Tease. Playing the Angel.
Hey everybody, it's me, Cassie D20 Love Chew, and I'm playing Magnolia Maggie Stone.
And you got a lot of
Angel.
people to patch up now.
Yeah.
I gave you some work.
Yay.
You're welcome.
We're all gonna die.
like every couple of minutes, bang.
And the man
can't see
who's
my arm.
responsible for all of these players, the governor himself, the Mother Superior.
Yeah, that's right, Mother Superior. Simon Bishop. I'm playing the hardholder today. Hey, hi, how are you?
And the hardholder is, of course, the hardhold of Sanctuary,
Yes.
which is our church on the hill that we have turned into
Where
a bunker.
things have gone to shit.
Giant church fortress.
Now, again, this game is being recorded as a special for Con Bravo. After this episode, next weekend, we don't know at the time of this recording the exact time of the panel, but if you buy a ticket to Con Bravo, you've bought a weekend pass. So you'll find out the schedule when we do.
Yeah,
and
we'll
Or just
tweet it out,
follow us
probably.
on Twitter
we
at
will
Dice
spam
Warriors.
it all over online.
We'll tweet it out.
Follow us on Dice Warriors. We'll even email the people on
Facebook it
Patreon
out.
that tell us they're going to be there. And this game is the final episode for Sanctuary. Just like on Thursday, you'll get the last episode of The Legend of Dapper Joe. But both of those storylines, the one that Derek's been doing out in Edmonton and the one that we've been doing here in Toronto, are going to merge at Con Bravo. And we're going to have a finale / epilogue to both of our games as we collide both the Dapper Joe storyline and the Sanctuary storyline. This game is improvised, so I don't know what that means. Come down to our experiment of a panel, because
Yeah.
Derek and I are going to be co-GMing, which is also something we've never done on the show.
That's
At a live
super
show,
exciting.
which is also something we've never done on Terrible Warriors, with 6 players, which is something we promised we would never do again. So it's going to be a train wreck, and we'll see
Come
you
and
there
watch our
at Con
train wreck.
Bravo.
Come and watch
It'll
our
be
train wreck.
exactly like a
We
train
love
wreck,
you.
and
Along
you
with-
can't look away.
Along with Dr. Tarawat, who is going to be going around doing his thing and his panels and maybe hosting bits and his table. And along with He's an Evil Genius, you're probably doing a cartoon panel on something, right?
I'm doing a weird video games interactive panel.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
And I'm doing unintentional comedy.
Oh, I love that panel.
we-
I saw it at
we-
MagFest. It was really good.
Oh, thank you.
I can't wait to see what new stuff you have this time.
And we can plug heavy at the end of this game when we're done, as well as Cassie running the Indie Showcase.
I run indie games. Come
Indie
and check out
games.
the indie games. We got some really, really great stuff this year, so come and check
the
us out.
golden age of indie games.
Yeah.
And the Blind Gamer. You're also going to be there playing games.
Yes, I'm going to be
And-
doing a panel. I know actually where it is. It's Saturday at 6 p.m. Come on out, please.
And this is why. Yeah. Sorry. So Saturday. Yeah.
And we're I'm gonna have a few of my friends there. Obviously, we're gonna play some games,
Yep.
and mostly probably gonna be the Nintendo Switch. So
And this is the thing
I love that
about
thing.
Con Bravo and the Terrible Warriors being there is we're really only there because everyone was already going to be there. And so it's like, I didn't have to convince anyone to come with me to the convention because they were like locked in months ago. So we're like, hey, you're all going to be there. Let's do a show. So we've actually taken over, I think, Derek's panel, and he's got like 3, and we're using one of those. And as we mentioned, Bree, Pity. You've made a Pity cosplay.
I did.
This is our first cosplay.
I got real excited,
Yeah.
and I made a thing.
So if you come to our panel, yes, it'll be a train wreck, but you'll also get to meet Pity.
Yep.
Literally.
We've been given some
Actually,
teasing images of the
Come and get
costume in
selfies.
progress.
Just you know what? Don't touch her.
It is.
You're
It
gonna
is.
Yeah.
freak out.
It,
Let
well,
me touch you.
No,
the violent glove is real.
stop it, you.
No touchy.
People. The glove is made of people.
No, I think
All
we
right.
decided when we were talking that the glove is actually covered in tiny, tiny little needles. So
I
that when
love-
it touches.
So my Cassie shivered. And thing is, one of
Admittedly,
the
I
other
touched
players in
Cassie,
Edmonton also played a brainer, and you haven't listened to it, but our listeners have. The brainer was almost played for jokes over there, like the steampunk brainer with a bag. Like he worked in all this gear and stuff, and it couldn't be more different from the terror horror of Pity.
The Silent Hill-esque thing.
So, 8 minutes in, let's play a game.
Yeah.
Where we last left off, the trio of Dr. Gold and Nelson and Marigold. Right? Magnolia!
Magnolia.
Magnolia! I keep saying Marigold.
Insert flower
been-
name
it's
here.
been a couple
Insert
weeks.
flower name here.
Magnolia.
Magnolia
Is Marigold
Stone.
a flower?
Marigold is a flower, yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So it wasn't
But
far
it's not her.
So Magnolia, Maggie, Magnolia
Maggie.
Stone. I don't know if you said your last name. Did I just
Yeah.
spoil it?
Yeah.
Anyways.
No, I have.
Magnolia
Yeah.
Stone. The three of you had gone off to deal with the old gang who had left Sanctuary, and I'm doing this. I know listeners, you just listened to this last episode like a second ago, but we haven't played in 3 weeks. And you left to go out and deal with them because they were harassing people in the night. They'd stolen a battle tank. They were intercepting deliveries. Things were just. They had to be dealt with because Sanctuary was freaking out. They were running out of food, and people are getting anxious and hoarding things. So Bishop sent you and 3 of his town guards, Baumgartner, Anderson, and Neeson, to head to the edge of the ruined city, and you found them at a strip mall, old laundromat bit. It's actually right next to. St. Joseph's Hospital in Hamilton is where I was like picturing all this because, surprise, Sanctuary's in Hamilton.
Nice.
So you're there when you decide to sneak in Dr. Gold, and you were there to try and get the Gatling gun. You don't really care a whole lot about Sanctuary so much as you want a cool gun arm. And
Respect.
And you, on your way to sneak in through a series
Thank you.
of hilariously bad rolls after another, you find that they have hostages. You whiff your grenade bomb. It blows up in a campfire, killing a bunch of men. It goes off in the laundromat, killing the rest of them that were asleep. On the way out, as the sniper, the gunlugger is trying to covering fire, again. A twist in the narrative as the tank was occupied already. Taser is here, and he's in the tank. As Harris was running, not Harris, Hastings was running to the tank. The explosion knocked him, stunned him. He's still alive, but he wasn't actually. It seems that much in charge right now.
Doc, you had one job to
So
do.
when we last
I
left,
had like 6 jobs and I did half of them, so you shut the fuck up.
when we last left Dr. Gold, you were
the radio's
backing
out. All I know is you failed all of them.
You were surrounded by men with, not all men. You were surrounded by soldiers with all these rifles pointed at you, firing into the smoke as you back up and close the door into the very vault that the hostages are being held in.
Yep.
You pull off the hood, and it's Corbett, the delivery man, and presumably his family. And that's where we last left you, as outside patrolmen are moving in. I keep gendering them. Patrol, whatever. They're patrols. They're heading in, and they've cut you off from your vehicles. You're up on Gunlugger, up on the overpass, and Magnolia, you were down keeping an eye out, and the 3 soldiers are currently pinned down by the Gatling gun fire. Where we pick up right now is a choice I am going to offer to the Angel before I want to give our brainer and hard holders some chance to react to what's happened, because it hasn't gone well for the 3 of you. You have a choice here,
You don't say.
Angel. The Gatling gun comes to a stop. The
Like
heat
eating raw
coming
fella.
off of its barrels, steam going away, everything kind of winding down, and you hear over a loudspeaker from the tank to move in and capture anyone who's still alive. The patrol that was coming in on either side has flanked. They are moving in, and they will capture Baumgartner, Anderson, and Neeson. But you can tell from where they are that they are really terribly wounded, and they will not survive without your intervention. Your choice here, before to determine which of the 2 scenes you will be ending up in, you can stay, Angel, and use your Angel kit on them to stabilize their wounds and save their lives. But the time it'll take you to do that will mean you will be captured along with them and will join Dr. Gold. Or they are beyond your help. You can't risk getting captured, and you have to return to Nelson, who is currently having to retreat or risk being captured himself, which he's not going to let happen. And you can join up with him as you have to now make your way through the old city on foot, and hopefully through the maze of ruins, find your way back to Sanctuary before being cut off by the much larger army than you thought was here. What would Magnolia do? Baumgartner is lying, bleeding out on the hill. Your kit can save him, but you're not like a regular medic. Not everyone else has an Angel kit like yours. The kind of stuff they've got there, they won't be able to save their lives, and they might not want to. You can get them stabilized before they even get captured, but that is the choice you have been offered.
Magnolia would run down and try and help them, would try and save them.
Okay, so you've chosen the Dr. Gold story thread.
Turn to page 68.
It's basically. I understand it's some rails, but I just wanted to see
Wait,
which
68
one of
is
you
one
is going to
paragraph.
end up
Turn
on
back,
your
turn
own, which is, I was going to leave that up into Cassie's
Yeah.
face. So I won't have you roll because it was just a moral decision you had to make.
Yeah.
And you use up 3 stocks of your angel kit, so you're down to half.
Yep.
As you stabilize their wounds and you save their lives, you are surrounded. They outnumber you. They pick you up and they lead you down to the laundromat. The gunfire outside Dr. Gold has calmed down, and as the vault door opens, before you can stand up and do anything, 4 bodies get thrown into the room. It's crowded, and the door gets locked and shut again. And there's the angel and some patched up guards from Sanctuary.
Okay, good. So 1, they didn't come in after me, and 2, they didn't take away my arm or my leg.
And 3, they forgot
Hooray.
that the roof collapsed, so...
The roof didn't collapse
fuck
over
up.
the civilians. We had to determine that the roof collapsed over the barracks part of the laundry, over near
yeah.
the front door.
Okay.
So there's 2 rooms and the roof
front of the
collapsed
building
in
has
on that
collapsed
side.
down like a ramp. But
Yeah.
the vault at the back, because this laundromat maybe was an old bank, I don't know, is
For some reason.
was reinforced after the apocalypse.
After the
and
fact, yeah. It
was still intact.
Okay.
And you can see through the top the really thin bladed vent that you had looked down the night before, as the sunlight of the morning dawn is now starting to come through the dust. Gunlugger is on the run, Nelson. You may be able to save your compatriots, but for now, it's 1 against 50. You know when it's not going to work out.
I've had worse numbers.
This is like Wolfenstein.
No, for me it tops at 26.
That's
So-
a very specific number.
What I would like to do is we never got a
27
chance
is the
to
last
use
time I
it.
got in big trouble.
Yeah, because there was one time he killed 26 men in a row, and then another time that he got beat by the 27th guy.
Yeah.
He knows
I
his
would like
limits.
you to roll your cool stat.
Okay. Ooh. 8 plus
good.
1, 9.
On a 9. So, think about this. We're going to come in and
Okay.
check in this scene in a bit.
Okay.
On a 7 to 9, you will be caught up by the patrol, but you will have led them to a place of your choosing. You can tell me where. That's where our scene is going to pick up when we get to you.
Connell, why do you have an evil grin on your
Okay.
face?
Connell, as the day passes and you're left with some time on yourself, I understand you got enough experience to improve, and you've taken spooky stuff.
Yep. I took
Intense.
Spooky
Intense.
Intense, which means that instead of rolling cool, I roll weird.
Okay, so you're getting a new way of looking at things after the last night, and
Because I'm
and you're,
bad at being cool at stuff,
you're
but
trying a new strategy.
I'm living the phrase "better lucky than smart."
Yeah. And we return to Sanctuary. It has been now, as the time has gone, 2 days since you have heard news when the radio cut out after the battle. You have not heard from anyone. You have not heard if they are even alive. All you heard over the radio when we last left last episode was the gunfire on the hill when the tank opened up, and then static. Maybe it got lucky and the radio was hit and it went out, or maybe it went unlucky and everyone's dead. Either way, not the best operation. I know Bree has had a lot of time to think about what she wants to do with Pity. The two of you get to choose the scene. You can talk it out amongst yourselves, or you can give the other player control of that particular scene on where to set things are. It can be anywhere. 2 days have passed. We don't have to be in Sanctuary. I'm not trying to coach you in any direction, but it's. I don't want you to feel, again, like a traditional RPG, like you're constrained to what makes sense. Rather, what is cool? What works for this story? What would Bishop have done over the last 2 days?
Space Mexico.
Because you should, after 2 days have passed, give me a roll on
Sorry.
want and plenty.
Right, yeah, so I have to do that. So that's my wealth, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. And I'm rolling hard for that, which is good, because that's a +3. That is a... Sorry, that's a 6.
And trying to find where... What is the exact name of the move?
It's wealth.
Wealth,
On
yeah.
a miss, if your hold is compromised...
What did
or-
you... So what, you rolled a 6?
Yeah.
Okay, on a miss, your hold is still compromised or your roll is contested. Your hold is in want. That makes a lot of sense. So that anxiety, that issue, remember how you had
Yeah.
alleviated temporarily because the operation was going, people were starting to stop hoarding?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, 2 days of no contact,
And no supplies.
no supplies,
And someone dropped dead in a bar.
and
for some
someone dropped
reason.
dead in a
Man.
bar for some reason. But that someone was one of the a well-loved worker in your manufacturing plant. Now those workers are refusing to work, so that's even led to more want. What is it? There's anxiety and I
I had on here...
I think they were hungry.
No, they were just idle and
Oh,
afraid.
they were idle and afraid.
yeah, but you've run out of resources. They're not generating any bullets. The people you do have, they don't have any more. You're running out of fuel. You're running out of materials. You haven't had a delivery now in almost a week. You're running out of food. People are hoarding for a reason, not
What,
just out
people
of fear.
didn't want the heads? God.
And
So I guess I have no surplus anymore.
no, the surplus is gone.
Fucking entire truck of delicious burnt faces. And
I will say in this session,
Nobody
because the
wanted
last
them.
episode, your hold on Sanctuary is falling. Hard holds are hard to hold. So, as a hard holder, you will always have a hard hold, but there's nothing in the rules that guarantee it will always be the same one. Like, for
Yep.
example, if you were to be chased out of Sanctuary, we would narrate how you found a new one.
Right.
All right? Like, just like when they leave the farm and then they go to the prison, right? And they leave the prison and they go to wherever, what happened? I stopped watching the,
the
show
nice,
at that
the
point.
nice fancy, the
But
nice
like,
fancy town.
you'll always have a hard hold. It just might not always be the same one.
There's
so-
a time on the train tracks.
Okay, so
This session will determine that because that's how dire things have gotten. You've lost almost your entire gang. You have almost no security. You have no food. People are starting to pack up, and they're talking about leaving on a convoy and just taking their chances out there.
That's it. I'm out.
so on that note, I'd like to have had pity, like not after the 48 hours, at some point during the 48 hours. I'd like to have had pity go to, come to you and say, look, I hear the people, I know what they're saying. I've been looking into the maelstrom and I've been looking for your team. I've been looking for word.
Oh, can we roll for that?
Yeah, do you want to?
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Let's flash back to sometime in the last 2 days as Pity dealing with the troubles of Sanctuary, the place she has called home since the very beginning.
So this will be the
Trying
next.
to-
This will be the next day.
You are peering
Yeah.
into...
We haven't heard. The radio's been cut off for over 12
Yeah.
hours, and I'm calling on you like,
So-
okay.
You know,
Pity?
this is Pity on... Yeah.
I mean, it is a failure. It's a 6.
Oh, God, that's not good. It's under basic moves, isn't it?
Yep. Open your brain to the world's psychic maelstrom.
Now, this is the very first time this has happened.
That doesn't mean that you didn't contact them. It could be they're dead.
I mean, things happen even if you fail.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
True facts.
on a miss, be prepared for the worst.
Is literally all it says in the book.
True facts about the
let's
maelstrom.
narrate this. This isn't just a dice roll. Where are you when you decide to peer into the maelstrom? What is the ritual that you go through, or is there a ritual?
Bell tower?
There is a sort of ritual. Pity has quarters. They're close to the confessional, right? Which is
Yeah.
where we've decided Pity
Is
spends
anyone
most of their time.
with you when you do this? Do you need a person when you gaze?
Sometimes it depends. Who did we say? Remember when
Sure,
we
I
were
was
having
leading.
the bar? Yeah, because
Leading
I asked
question.
you about this.
The person you were leading was the security lieutenant Harris
Yes.
that you talked to in the
Harris.
bar.
So
You had successfully
this-
rolled the weird seduction on.
yeah, unnatural lust
right,
transfiction.
yeah, yeah.
So Harris has just been kind of following Pity around a little like a lost puppy.
Yeah. Like a
Kind of
lapdog.
adorable, except for the fact that he bleeds occasionally from the eyes.
Well,
So
We've all had a little stigmata.
In this, just a little.
That's
just a
normal
little
in the
bit.
apocalypse.
Just
Come on.
a case of stick. It's like a head cold.
I think it's a cream for
Pity, Pity finds it easier to
Or a
open their
wafer or
brain to
something.
the psychic maelstrom if there are other people there as well. So Pity does wind up going with Harris to actually Harris's place, and I think Harris was married. weren't they?
We
didn't decide that?
We put it down as I wanted him partnered with the because marriage is such an old world concept.
Okay, well,
he was
Harris lives with
partnered up
someone.
with the chief engineer who I had written down here in Sanctuary, Moran, who's the chief running the manufacturing plant that Steve had founded.
Okay, then Harris comes home, and Pity is already there with Moran in bed, running a finger like up and down Moran. Sorry, Cassie, you're sitting beside me. You're just kind of
okay.
But it's not Pity's finger. It's someone else's finger.
a-
So
oh,
okay. So
Cassie's now not cool with it.
he's no longer okay with it.
This is all leading to you gazing into the
and-
maelstrom.
Yeah, and just looks at Harris and
Where am I?
beckons. You're not here yet. This is a
Oh,
flashback.
all right.
This
Okay.
is this is
Oh,
this
this
is
is during-
yesterday.
yeah.
Yeah, this is
And,
me saying.
I had asked you, could you
look into this?
Do whatever it is you
I
do.
am.
to look into the maelstrom.
This is what happens when you give a brainer a blank check, Steve.
Well, he's decided he never wants to know. This is how it works. with Pity.
All I know is that she gets results done, and she's been with me for a while. So I'm like, I trust her.
She gets
This is
results
actually-
done.
She gets results.
When I return to Dr. Gold and
served me well this
Magnolia,
far.
and I'm revealing like some of their grievances, I don't have to write any retconning, and this is perfect.
So then Pity does look into the maelstrom.
So how
once
does
Harris
that
joins
look?
them.
So Harris and Moran join you, and the maelstrom. What does it feel like? What does it look like? These are I'm not supposed to describe the first time. You are, and it's different for everyone. At any time, anyone else can choose to gaze in, and unfortunately, we have a miss on our hands, so we're not going to learn a whole lot. But on a success, you get to ask the GM questions, like meta questions about the game that your character should not know. You can learn through the maelstrom. Maelstrom's going to ask you a couple questions as well, but don't be too freaked out. It's just for me to fuck with you. That's all.
So
However,
the maelstrom is like a storm
Yeah.
outside of a very flimsy window
Okay.
at all times, right? And so
and you open the window.
when Pity does look into the maelstrom, it's like opening the window and being enveloped by a tornado or
So
a
when
hurricane.
that happens, then your
You're
vision
Dorothy.
disappears, and you're only in this vision. Okay, so the clouds of the maelstrom surround you, and before I turn this into the horror show it's going to have to become, what is the maelstrom actually like? What do you see?
It's mostly dark. It's a little like a stuttering image on a videotape that doesn't quite work properly. Like
So like a Silent Hill monster, but
A
the
little.
whole environment.
yeah,
Everything's just
everything just
Ring.
jitters a little bit, and sometimes it shows images, and sometimes it just shows like pixels and
Yeah.
static. And
Yeah. And this time it does show you images. And even for someone like Pity, this is going to, you're going to take some harm from this. Because the visions, the maelstrom, when you've gone into it in the past, has shown you the future. It's showing you the past. It's showing you secrets. It's showing you answers. This time it just shows you death. This time it just shows you flesh being melted off of bones. It shows trees on fire. It shows like the nightmare scene from Terminator 2.
So
Oh,
Tuesday.
God.
And but so much worse than what Pity has imagined in the past. And through this, you can't. Normally, you could ask physically, you could speak to the maelstrom, but the noise of the storm, it's not just wind, it's howling. It is so loud, it drowns out your voice, and you've lost it. You've lost control, and you are picked up into the storm, and you are thrown into the wind, to the gust, and you are lost in a sea of death and madness, and you are feeling the world as it is now, the apocalypse world, and you are feeling towns burning, your flesh being eaten. You see through all this, though, as the fires part, black eyes staring down on you, and these black eyes are moving along behind it, a trail of fire and flesh rolling behind the black eyes like the wake of a boat going through water. And it doesn't mean anything. When you come to, it's actually now the next day. This is now catching up to the 2 days later.
Oh, dear.
This is why it's taken so
Yeah.
long. The pity never got back to you.
Right.
You don't wake up in Sanctuary. You do, however, wake up outside of Sanctuary with it in sight in an abandoned building just to the skirts of the old town. It looks like it was a residential house that had been collapsed in. And there is just gore that is dripping still off the walls. You can feel it in your fingers. And it's way more than it is just for one person.
I know when I sleepwalk, I get hungry, so I mean, there's a truffle heads.
But also, this is why you can't have nice things.
The shreds
No, this
of
is why you
clothing-
can't have nice
There's nothing that can
things.
identify the people, but the shreds of clothing remind they were Harris's and Moran's. And
How?
somehow, in the madness of the maelstrom, in the ways that only the brainer can, you've slipped out, and your psychic nonsense that normally just causes a nosebleed is just plastered their bodies all over the inside of the room, and you have learned nothing, and now you're on the outside of the room of Sanctuary. Sorry, that's
Good.
I had hoped to give you more information, but all you got are riddles and nightmares. Now,
Death,
what
death,
happens
and more death.
though, on
And for
your
the,
page,
change of
there's
days, more death.
the harm page. I had it right here.
Yep.
That was a Penn Oswald.
You are going to be taking. You are definitely going to be taking some harm from the maelstrom itself.
Crazy, gory death and harm from a psychic maelstrom.
There it is.
Whackity,
I actually don't know what this symbol is that they've used for the maelstrom. It was a Greek symbol that they'd gone with.
Right.
It was like psi
Psi.
harm.
Yeah, it was psi.
So a person you have been exposed to an unfiltered maelstrom for more than 24 hours. Normally, when it happens to an NPC, they become monstrous. But to a player, you're going to roll +1.
Both of
Just
them,
roll
or
roll
just
your
one?
dice and just add 1 to the result.
4.
You want to roll low on this.
Oh.
Oh,
When
really?
it's for harm checks,
Yeah.
high is bad because you're
Okay.
rolling to see how successful the harm was.
That's lucky.
So I'm not going to tell you the badness that happened. It was going to get worse. You keep it together and you overcome the harm with no effect in the scene. You're like, oh, not again.
Tuesdays.
Now
That's what
you're
I
outside
said.
of Sanctuary, but you have ways of getting back in.
Oh, so she actually ended up outside Sanctuary.
Yeah,
legitimately.
But legitimately. Now, you have ways of getting back in. That's not a problem. If things had gone up, it would have been like there was no secret about what happened. Moran and Harris will have gone missing. No one knows what's happened. If you had rolled badly on that, this would have been a very public display of maelstrom nonsense as you would have gone on a rampage through town. That didn't happen. You rolled really low, so I'm going to give that to you.
Oh no. If I understand this correctly, so she went to look into the maelstrom and then suddenly
She's lost track of a day and
she-
people have died.
She lost a day, and now she's in a house outside Sanctuary, and the walls are painted with that guy and his wife?
His partner, yeah.
His partner?
Yep.
Yeah.
Smile as she says it. Oh, jeez.
So, Pity, what do you do?
People just
People just die, okay? I didn't do anything.
Every time
It
this
was like
comes
that
up,
when I got here.
every time this comes up, and it's just like, oh, there's a whole bunch of people died. I wonder how that happened. And then, like that, like
Kitty is just walking the other way whistling.
that, like it is a mystery meme comes up in my head, like do 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 do.
Okay.
It's a mystery.
It is a mystery.
Fuck.
Okay. So
It is though.
I'm outside of Sanctuary. And Harris was security. Sorry,
He was
refresh?
currently in charge of the security
Yeah.
while the security people were out on the mission.
Okay, he was
So now
like
the
the
only-
facto head of security.
So
Okay.
Steve's now down to 5 security people on
No,
base.
it's like
How
the
big
third
of
head of
pieces
security that's
of
dead
Harris
now.
are there?
Huh?
How big of pieces of Harris are there?
The only reason you know it's Harris is because of his uniform that's in the room, shredded.
Okay.
There are no pieces
There
of
are no
Harris.
pieces of Harris. Okay, that's unfortunate.
Harris is liquid.
Harris is liquid. Okay,
So many
so
of our security personnel are dying from non-security related trauma.
Yeah, fucking Bishop has a really hard time trying to appoint someone to be the next head of security.
It's like the professor of dark arts role.
Yeah, it is.
so I'm already outside of Sanctuary. I have a bad idea about what's happened to them, given what the maelstrom just showed me. I lost a day. Like I do not.
All you can see, it's still like when you open your eyes, like you've been staring at the sun for too long, except it's the black eyes, still burned in your vision,
Yeah.
and it's sort of like hovering there, like that weird, like negative black image that is in your eyes when something too bright's
So
been
what-
burned into it.
What I would like to do is take pity and go to Taserface's gang's holding, like where they are, the laundromat and everything.
Okay.
I would like to go there.
Okay, so you're on your way there, Bishop. You 2 days ago asked Pity, figure things out, do what you do. She's missing. Your security guard is missing. Your chief. Your head of the manufacturing plant is missing, and a man is dead. Died in the bar fight. Your workers are on strike.
As a fight.
People are packing their bags. They're ready to go. You have 5 people left in your security crew. They cannot keep Sanctuary. People of 50 to 75 people in check now. For every one guard, there's 10 people who are ready to leave. It will have to take some... I don't fucking know. But you're the one in charge. I don't have to figure it out.
Goodness.
Bishop? Sorry.
Gee, thanks. Yeah.
I have only one question for you. What do you do?
Because she's gone missing.
She's gone missing.
You were
You
like,
guys are presumably
I'm a hard
dead.
Look into the abyss and figure out what the fuck happened to my crew, and then she's just gone.
Yeah.
the next morning. That doesn't bode well. Or maybe it does.
You do
fucking, I
have
don't know.
leadership roles you can do, but you don't have moves as a player. Your roles as hardholder are the roles of a leader.
Yeah.
You still have the resources of Sanctuary, even if you don't have the people and the control.
Right.
There is a. You know that the days of Sanctuary are becoming numbered unless you can turn this ship around decisively, and heavy is the burden of the crown.
Damn. Double damn.
So where do we meet you? Where are you today?
I'm trying to think. I think I would more than likely be holed up in my office.
Hold up in your office? Are you
Like,
maybe-
literally, there's nowhere else for me to go. If I
hold a
step
town
outside.
hall. I guess you could bring a meeting, do a press conference with your people.
Like, it's
Yeah,
just-
what am I going to say? Sorry, shit's bad.
people are freaking out.
So
you
you've
just
been,
walks
you've
up.
been holed up in your office for the last 2 days?
Not for the past 2 days.
Okay.
Oh my God.
I've been trying to.
Something's up with Jack. Something's up with Jack.
Yeah. No, it's literally like everybody's freaking out. Where's the food? Oh, our security people are disappearing. Just gets out of his chair, walks over, locks the door to his office, goes back, sits in his chair, pours himself a drink. Just fuck.
Gentlemen, there is a solution here we haven't considered. Bam!
Yeah. Fucking Rick
I
and
ain't going to
Morty.
resort to that. I got to survive for myself. I mean, the only thing I literally have no idea. The only thing I keep thinking
I'm
of.
gonna say, where
okay,
we
do
are
I
now.
want to blow
See how you
up
have
the?
your harm track?
Yeah. I have nothing.
You have nothing on your hard holder. Draw another. I'm just going to draw you a quick circle. I'm going to have you, just because this could be fun. That's your harm track. For Sanctuary. And you are at 6 o'clock.
Oh.
Because you had
Well,
half your gang
shit.
leave. Now you've got your leaders missing. Now the people are on strike.
What
If
you
you're,
gonna do?
depending how this scene plays out, if that hits full, Sanctuary falls. That's the way I can do I
Yeah,
created it as like
that's
a
fair.
board.
It's the
That's fair.
doomsday clock.
Yeah, that's
Of Sanctuary.
That's fair.
Gotta ask yourself what you gonna did
Now,
when you get jacked
here
up
as
by
the player,
Jack
should
Monk
we
kid.
be at 6 o'clock or are we already at 9?
I think 6 o'clock is already pretty bad.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
six. I think
six.
6 is fair.
Six is
He's holding on by a thread.
is
You're nicer than I'd be.
P fucked.
But I'll defer to the.
Well, then he has this
Well, it's
episode
kind of
to
all of our
maybe
heads.
You still have
it fall.
3 more dots if you're at 9 o'clock.
Right.
Like that final
Oh, it's not gonna
quadrant.
fall. It's not gonna fall until
No,
12.
again, like the Doomsday Clock, it spends most of its time between 9 and midnight.
Oh well, then let's put it at 9 because it's real close. Like it's real close. You've been holed up in your office for
Yeah.
48 hours
Well,
and people
it's
are almost
the
rioting.
whole time.
Lock
I'm
the
just
door.
currently at this
the door.
moment, 48 hours later, in my office. That's all of.
Okay.
I don't know why you're getting defensive to me. I just painted a building with 2 people's like intestines. I don't know. Like I'm not judging.
So, someone who's been deputized by the 5 remaining guardsmen, he's sort of a community leader, a spokesman, Andrew Rempel. You hear
Right.
him knocking on the outside of the door, going, "Sir, what are your orders, sir? What do we do?" And there's more and more smoke coming from the city every day, and it's like we're scared, sir. I'm scared.
Have we heard from any of our scouts in different hardholds?
No, sir. There's been nothing from Orchard for weeks. There are no other hardholds. The closest barter town, Rusty Wheel, has been quiet since before the gunlugger showed up, since before Nelson arrived. The air is thick now with like a smoke coming from the south. I mean, that's the burning lake is to the south, where Lake Ontario would be. It's all
Yeah.
acid and gas, and sometimes it naturally explodes on its own. So that doesn't necessarily mean an army of like demons, but it is. It doesn't make people feel good about themselves. The quality of the air is lowering. Now, again, normally you'd have filtrations from the manufacturing plant. You'd have a savvy head. You could get people masks handed out. You don't have those resources now. So it's the very air of Sanctuary is becoming suffocating. People are ready to head. They want to head north.
Okay. I want everyone. I want everyone to be able to get the women and children inside the cathedral, and have them stay there until we can be able to get the air filtration that we need.
There is this look on Connell's face. I have no idea what the fuck's going on.
So you hear like this sigh, and
Like-
and Andrews, he doesn't know if they'll listen, but I mean, sure.
It is
to the boss.
literally for their safety.
He has got the fucking crazy eyes on. Connell, what
I'm
the
sorry.
fuck?
Is your solution to pray?
No, it's not to pray.
Okay.
It's just to keep them inside to hopefully keep so that the air doesn't come through. That's
Simon
what I'm
Bishop,
trying-
aka
Mother Superior.
Mother
Yeah,
Superior, get everyone inside the church. I was like, oh fuck, are you guys gonna pray? Are you gonna pray it away?
You never know. Miracles can happen, Connell.
It's like, Jesus, please give us a spirit bomb.
Jesus, Spirit bomb.
Please, Jesus. Spirit bomb.
Okay.
I'll put my hands up to
if you're
catch it,
gonna
just
give
hand
an
it
order
over.
to regroup everyone into the cathedral,
Yeah.
I do want you to roll your leadership roll.
Okay.
Because this
Which
guy
is-
he's nervous and he's scared, and this place is falling, and he doesn't know if bringing everyone into such a you can hear the hesitation in him accepting this order. So
Okay. All right. Give me a good roll for once.
Here we go.
All right. 6 plus 3, so 9.
a 9. So on a I got it here
So
on the back page. Yeah, on a 7 to 9. On a miss when you have it. So on a hit they'll do it. On a 10 plus they snap and you take it forward. So he goes, sure thing, boss. We'll get them all up in the cathedral. We'll have it all ready.
Okay.
So 2 days have passed, and Gold, you're in the laundromat, and you hear a lot of yelling coming from outside. And all of a sudden, and there'll be no rolls here. I just want to scare you.
Yep.
There's maybe you put your ear up to the door to hear what they're saying, and just as you do that, there's a gunshot, real close, like on the other side of that door. As the yelling's going, you hear like people are yelling. You can't really make out what they're saying. And they're getting closer and closer to the vault. And all of a sudden, there's like a stop and a boom, and there's like blood starting to pour out under the door where you're standing on your feet. Oh, gross! You got out of the way.
That's awful.
So then the door opens up, and the body of Harris, not Harris, Hastings.
There you go.
Body of Hastings gets tossed in.
That's the guy that left, isn't it?
That was the leader of the old gang. He gets thrown into the vault, and
that
they
used
close
to be
the door.
That used to be our head of security
Yes.
who left with a bunch of other fucking people.
And
He's-
the guy who's throwing him in, he's all in like spike armor and like road warrior stuff, and he's clearly one of Taser's people.
okay.
And he tosses Hastings' body into the vault.
And he's dead.
And then they close the door and lock it. He's
Hastings
dead.
dead.
Oh,
Oh,
goodness.
Well, I mean, I guess
Food
that's up
in
to the
2
angel
days.
to really. I mean, I don't want to pronounce someone dead. Is he dead? His brains are all over the floor, but is he dead?
I mean, if his brains are all over the floor, yes, he's
Okay, the angel
dead as
pronounced
dead.
Hastings' time of death now.
Oh my god! I just love the idea. It's just like, just this dude slides in like a like one of those super slides.
yeah.
Comes
slip and
across
slide.
the floor. His brains are all over the place, and the angel comes up and he's like,
He's dead.
"I'm pronouncing it right now."
This man is. Yeah, no, you go. No, you look up to him and go.
Trying to
This
take
man
his
is dead.
You're trying to take his
No, no, no.
Yeah.
man's
What-
mind.
like, I kind of hear
Guy's
like, I can hear-
face down on the ground, missing a whole section of his head. There's blood all over the place. She like slowly kneels down, fingers on the side of his neck, looks up. He's dead.
I kind of almost.
in. Like you're all
Calling it
going a little
right now.
stir crazy.
I kind of almost picture like Dr. Gold's like, his brains are still on the floor. He's still good. He's still good.
Yeah, actually, on that note, I
second
am
rule.
gonna check him.
You start hearing a lot of yelling on the outside of that door. There's like full on argument. There's some more gunfire,
It looks like there's a shift in power right now.
and we'll think about that. Gunlugger, you're
Okay.
out in the old city now.
Yes.
You have been chased for 2 days, and you everywhere you go, you see the flashlights, you hear the noise, you hear the talking over working radios, and you come into an area of your choosing. They will
Okay.
catch you, but you get to pick the battle site.
Okay, so I went over to a bit of a hilly area, but there's kind of a clearing with some trees. I've gathered up a bunch of leaves at like the foot of the hill and next to like a tree, and I took my shotgun, which is my secondary weapon, and I've set it up, poking out of the leaves as if I'm sitting there with a gun. I've taken off my shoelace and I've tied it
So
around
you
the
are
trigger.
setting a base, is what you're doing.
I'm setting a trap.
It's a trap.
Okay, so I've tied a shoelace around the trigger so that if I tighten it, it will shoot.
This is some fucking Wile E. Coyote shit right here.
He's gonna
And I got like a
this.
really long stick so I could pull on the string from where I am at the top of the small hill.
So in
Stamped
this,
on the side
in
of the
this
gun, it says
setting now,
Acme.
are you the cat or are you the mouse?
I'm the cat, I guess. I'm trying to lure them into a...
Roll sharp.
Okay. Big money. Okay.
man.
That's a
9
good.
plus 2, 11.
Take one forward into this scene.
Okay.
You get to decide if you're the cat or the mouse.
Okay. Well,
So
I'm the cat.
You're the cat. So you've set up your mousetrap.
Okay, so this is basically the plan. I have like a pile of leaves that's supposed to look like me, like from a sniper position
Yeah.
there, but with a shotgun. I've got a shoelace tied around the trigger, and I've got a stick so that I just need to pull it and it will go off.
Okay.
So I'm waiting until they're in range where the shotgun can hopefully hit them, and it doesn't matter if they do. As soon as that goes off, they're going to all be shooting at that, and I'm going to be picking them off from the hill. And because my gun is silenced, they're not going to know where the shots are coming from. They're going to think it's coming from the shotgun, and I'm going to pick off as many as I can before they realize the shots are not coming from there.
Okay.
And they're all going to be shooting, so
So-
they're not going to even notice.
You're right.
where-
So you're going to
yeah.
roll hard.
Okay.
Because what you're gonna do is you're saying that you want to go aggro on someone.
Yes.
But you want to catch them unawares.
Yeah.
So you
Right.
set this up. That's fine. Roll hard, and we get to do everything that involves them being caught off guard, as long as the success of the dice is in your favor.
So far, these dice have done me well.
Oh,
I got
nice.
9
Wow.
plus 3, so that's 12.
You are a one-man army.
Dude, this fucking gun lugger. Holy shit. Like, not
gun
only
haver.
hacks.
By the way,
it is gun
I just
haver.
got enough experience or whatever for an improvement. I guess that I don't know if that comes
Yeah.
into effect later, but
It's gone into effect over the 2 days you've been running in the city.
well, I just got it
You
now.
just got it now? Okay, we'll deal with that at the end of the scene.
Okay.
There were 3 patrols. there were 3 there were 3 soldiers following you around.
Okay.
And this one you see they're all as you've seen these are all tasers men. They come up. The one is going around and walks right up into the range of the shotgun, and you suck and you blow out his legs.
Fuck.
And it's just in the single shot. He's done. And he's on the ground. And he's screaming loud. And it's enough to catch the attention of the other 2 who were like they were clearing around the area, and boom, it goes off. So now you are under fire. So roll cool to do, and tell me what you're going to do, how you're going to respond to these other 2.
Is this act under fire? Mm-hmm. Because one of my gun lugger moves is when you act under fire, I can roll hard instead of
Yeah,
cool.
so roll hard instead of cool.
Okay.
Do it.
I got 7 plus 3, 10.
So you,
Dude,
what do you want to do?
fuck.
Hacks.
What do you do?
I'm just gonna keep sniping.
Okay, who are you taking out?
Picking them off
The
as
one
they're
from the back.
attacking.
And working my way towards the front.
Okay, you do it.
Smart.
You're enough of a trained animal, and these guys they're road warriors, not meant to be like rummaging
Yeah.
through ruins, and they were way outclassed for what you just had going for them. So the scene ends with boom, 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 and you blow out the guy's legs, and then with the sniper you pick it up, and with one shot to the sniper you take both their heads, and they drop. However, you
now
look
to
up.
prop up their bodies so that
You
they look
up,
like soldiers.
and you've been working your way through the whole city in the night. But when you see there's the old city, and you've come up onto the hill, and you're out like by this tree, but you see Sanctuary, and there's a city between you and Sanctuary, and on the other side, further to the south, is this cloud, and it's just lightning and storms, and it's this orange green rolling grossness.
Well, that's awful.
Pity.
Yeah, that's
Hi.
not good.
Where are you? When are you?
So,
What year is it?
that
year is it? How long?
Take experience for every roll you did under your highlighted stat.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
And if you have an improvement, go ahead and check it off, and you can tell me what it is when we come back to you.
Okay.
so I mean, I improved by looking into the maelstrom.
Yes, it did.
And I would like to do the improvement that I asked you about before we started playing. So I would like to go, I would like to arrive at the camp and go directly to the largest tent, which would be tasers. And so when he comes back, Pity is standing in the middle of his tent. Pity has cleaned up in the time that it took them to get from, outside of Sanctuary because they're covered in blood. And so just discarded the old clothes and kind of stopped in abandoned places to pick up new stuff. And this is how I'm doing
Just so
my
we're
costume
following,
change. So
They is Pity.
They is Pity.
They
yes.
is Pity, yeah.
Because
we also had Taser, who-
I haven't. Yeah,
and-
I
and
haven't
Taser's
decided
guards.
what gender Pity is. So I use.
I
they.
was gonna joke. We were actually joking. We never got around to it in the last 2 episodes because one you missed with your tattoo. I was gonna constantly have NPCs using different genders depending on different scenes, depending on how they Dream from Sandman. People Pity just looks different to different people.
But it was Lust. It was Lust from Sandman.
Yeah.
Just slightly different
Everyone
all the time.
sees them as someone different.
So Pity's changed clothes on the way there to be presentable, kind of washed up a bit. So Pity.
So when you arrive at the camp, though, you're expecting to see the old guard. You're expecting to see the old gang that left Sanctuary, still in their Sanctuary uniforms but with the patches ripped off.
Desire. That's what.
But when you arrive, all those patches, there you can see the jackets are burning in the campfire in the center. and they're rounding up some bodies that they're dragging around. There's a few other people who are hooded and tied up, and they're being thrown into a vault in the back. You've had some more visitors, more members of the Old Guard who have now been arrested. The survivors of the power exchange are.
Okay, so the
being
guys that
hooded.
left Sanctuary are now being removed
captured
from
and removed,
this gang.
and this whole gang is now being run by Taser's crew, and their uniforms are much more scavenged and built. There's like full plated armor and spikes and much more blades and weapons. These guys they live in the wastes between here and the rusted wheel, and they are vultures, and they pick off whatever they find.
Bet
They're
they
the
wish they
ones
didn't leave
who
Sanctuary
captured
now.
they're the ones who captured the delivery convoy
Yep.
and have now merged themselves and now overthrown the Old Guard. They're now the old gang. And there's a tent that's been set up, and it's the big old tank is parked right next to it, and that's the tent you're heading into. So I'm just letting you know what has changed.
Yeah.
Since
So
you've arrived.
there's no Old Guard there to recognize Pity.
No,
So I walk in like
that's
I
actually a
own-
good point. That wasn't. Yep. No one knows who you are.
No one knows who I am, so I just walk in
That's what
like
happens when you try to run multiple story threads in your head.
so I just walk in like I own the place. Yeah, I mean you'll see it Con Bravo with what I made, but Pity's gone high femme for this, assuming what Taserface is gonna be like.
So you want to be in the tent when Taser arrives.
Yep,
So Taser
just standing there.
Taser arrives, and I mean, there's an intruder. Yes, a high femme intruder in his tent. And I like to see Taser as being played by the guy who played, what was his name with the big red beard in Game of Thrones?
Oh,
Tormund.
Tormund.
Yeah.
It's just Tormund, but with like a little extra force perspective
Road-
to make him even bigger.
Road
but like,
Warrior
But like
Tormund.
Road Warrior Tormund with a bit of Borderlands thrown in. So he shows up, opens up the tent, and he doesn't say anything. He just stares at you, and he's reaching for the knife on the side of his leg. What do you do?
Pity just puts finger to their lips. Shh. What if I told you that yesterday I killed the last head of security in Sanctuary?
Ah, son of a bitch.
Roll weird. You're trying to manipulate someone.
11.
On a 10 plus, they go along with you unless or until some fact or action betrays the reason you gave them.
I did kill.
So he's got the thing. And he just goes bullshit.
I looked.
But he's not going for his knife anymore. You can, by the way, at this point, roll to read a person.
Oh yeah.
Roll
what's
sharp,
that? Sharp.
because this is the beginning of a conversation we're going to have.
8.
So on a 7 to 9, you get 1. At any time in this conversation, do you see the list? Mm-hmm. You can ask me one of those questions. You get 1 hold on a 7 to 9.
Okay.
And you only get to read a person for like at the beginning at the start. So now this happens. He's not going for his knife anymore, and he just goes bullshit.
I looked for a piece big enough to bring you, but there wasn't one.
Harris's patch
Ow!
survived
Ow!
from the shreds of clothing, the sanctuary patch that the guards wear.
So I looked for a piece of him big enough to bring you, but there wasn't one. This will have to do.
And
It's
there's
a
a
salsa container.
it's a soaked red. It's a soaked. Is it a jar of flesh with a patch bobbing in it, like a Dorito
in
chip,
it.
like a little Tostito?
Delicious.
gross.
It's a little bit charred.
Maybe you weren't drinking out of it when you walked into the tent, were you?
No.
No, I did not.
That's a bit too far, I think.
Before he walked into the tent. God.
That's why the cleaning bill for the confessional was always so high.
Honestly, the church was red when I got here. All that red oak stain in the cherry pews.
Yeah, I thought it was just
It
like,
was
you know,
such
a
a
nice
lovely.
mahogany.
It was such a lovely brown color.
So he laughs. And he didn't think people in Sanctuary had that kind of grit.
Surprise.
So he it closes the flap to his tent, And he walks in. He's still got his hand by the hilt of his knife. And he goes, "So why are you here?"
Sanctuary's weak. They're wanting, they're hungry, they're terrified, and they're not being led.
I'm right here.
Go on. You
I
have my attention.
I would like to see Sanctuary continue to prosper, as I don't think it has been for some time. I've grown fond of the town, if not necessarily the people. So why don't I show you how to get in?
Sanctuary falls in a few days. My men are already looking after that. I call them out. They riddle this tent with bullets. And you don't walk out of here either.
Why bother plowing through Sanctuary's walls when I can show you how to get in under their noses? It seems like a waste of time. And manpower.
Roll one more weird. Do you want to use one of your special moves?
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a bad one.
Oh, you also have a hold that
Yeah,
you can use if you want to
I
use it on
do
the
have
reader
a
person.
hold.
Do you want to do that before
And
I end
yeah,
this?
I want to ask, how can I get him to go along with me?
How
like,
could
what
I
does
get
he
your
want?
character to join your cause?
Yeah.
Is that what you're asking?
Well, because my improvement,
So-
right? Like, I have an improvement to spend, and I did ask before we came in and recorded tonight about a specific improvement. Ask if I could have it.
Yeah. He, I have him written down. I'll reveal the answer. Is how can you get him to do what you want? Maybe you can figure it out with his only impulse in his life is to hunt and dominate. That's why he lives between here and the Rusted Wheel. That's why he attacks and pillages, and why he's gathered an army of vultures. Is he's a dog, and he wants to hunt and dominate. And if you can appeal to either of those two things, you can whet his appetite. He doesn't want to sit on a throne and get tired and fat.
No,
Being
I
out
don't.
here in the wilds is what makes him strong.
Trust me, if you overthrow Sanctuary, I will take care of running Sanctuary. But there is an entire town full of people who are not prepared for you or your men. And riches inside, I'm sure. There's an entire lab full of things. I don't know what they do, but I'm sure you can find some way.
Yeah, now you know how it feels. Now you know how it feels.
That's my
Look,
lab.
you left me behind.
I did not.
Steve is being betrayed for a time of two. Oh no.
Steve is never gonna play
Again!
with me ever again.
Again, by the same fucking person.
He comes. He leans into the like this like war table that's in the center of his tent, and he leans down over it, and you see in like the flicker of the flames, he smiles this chrome steel smile of fake teeth,
Yeah, I can go with that.
broken metal. I think we have an arrangement.
And that, folks, is how you improve and get a gang.
So her improvement was to get a gang. So she's got a gang.
I
She's
have
got
a gang.
Taser's gang.
Oh, boy.
Now, this is not the same as the chopper.
Okay.
She doesn't get any of the chopper's moves. So she doesn't have any special powers to control the gang. And, I mean, I don't think the Brainer's going to survive. But she wanted it. I said, you got to roll for it. You rolled fucking 3 successes in a row. At the very end of this, after rolling it, I want you to roll manipulate and seduce to see if he says you've got a deal.
Okay.
Or are we going to go by that first roll you did that was fucking awesome? Let's just go by that.
Okay.
Who would like to now? We got Tom out there. Now we'll get to this point where I open up the table to. I know your hand is up, so everyone knows. You can tell me what scene you would like to have, and what we would like to do as we enter into our final.
Okay,
act.
well, seeing as they need to be rescued, I should perhaps do something. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you said that one of the three's legs were blown off, and then I picked off the other two.
Yeah.
So that guy is still alive.
He's still alive.
So I'm going to
Not for long. He's
Until-
not
until he
stabilized,
bleeds
and you
out.
have no.
Oh yeah,
You have
he's
no
bleeding the
materials
fuck out.
or knowledge to
realize
stabilize
this.
the wound.
So I go
Femoral
up to
artery.
him.
Okay. Are you going to ask some questions?
Yes.
So very quickly, read a person. Let's just
Well-
get the hold in.
I'm going to give him a choice.
blue laser by the collar and
This
said,
allows you, like,
"You
am I
better
telling the
break
truth and things like that.
yourself."
Okay, so what am I rolling here?
You're just rolling sharp.
Okay, sharp. I got 6.
You got 6, so that's fine. You won't get to ask any of those meta questions.
Okay,
On,
but that's okay.
You get to ask one anyways. Oh, you still get to ask one of those questions anyways if you like. You see the list under
Okay.
read a person, under basic moves. You see it on your basic move sheet.
Okay.
I got to keep that. Just have a look at that while we're talking, and if you choose, you can still ask one of those questions.
Okay.
But be prepared for the worst.
All right. So I'm just gonna ask him, how do you prefer to die? If I leave you here, you're probably gonna bleed out. There's a chance that somebody might come find you, but it's very slim. Option 2, I can just finish you off right now if that's what you want. Or option 3, you can come back with me and find me a way back in the place, and I have a friend who can potentially patch you up if you survive the trip. I'm probably going to have to
He
drag you.
spits in your face.
That is not a choice.
Unsanitary.
Pulling
That
back.
is not a choice.
And when you came
Very
up, he was trying to
calmly,
tie
like,
his belt
"Excuse me."
against one of his legs, and he just he spits blood in your face.
Okay, I have infinite knives.
Yeah.
me?
I'm going to take one out and I'm going to
rude.
push it into his leg stump.
It's rude to spit blood in your face.
I'm sorry, was everyone paying attention to that? Because that was
rude.
kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
rude not to talk to people.
So, you
Sorry, that was counterproductive.
it happens. You don't have to roll for it. He's helpless. He's at your mercy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he stabs him in his stump with a knife.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he.
I asked you this
Scream.
as a courtesy.
I approve.
So I'm
This play
I'm
is
going to
city
stare
approved.
him like right in the eyes, look at him very coolly, like no visible signs of
Oh,
anger.
fucking roll that.
What is your choice? How do you want to die?
Roll hard. Sucker someone.
He wants a clean death. Make it quick.
I tell him, okay, I respect that. Blow out the magnum, blow his brains out.
All right.
All right.
Next scene.
Bye bye. He dead.
Take an experience point.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh, and the thing I chose was I picked a new move.
You picked not to be fucked with. In battle, you count as a small gang with harm according to your gear.
I see. It's a fucking gang war now. Is that what you
So
want?
remember that you're not an army. You're an army.
Okay.
He
So I
just
still don't know
proved
how I'm
that.
going to rescue those guys, but that's my scene.
From where you stand and you look up, the storm is almost upon Sanctuary, but you can see in the old city the campfire smoke of Taser's camp. You now know where it is and the direction it is. It is out of your way, though. It is a quicker journey to Sanctuary than it is to the laundromat.
I definitely need to rescue these guys.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to
I want
take
to give you
whatever.
that choice. Which direction do we walk off to before we cut the scene?
Okay, well, first I'm going to gather whatever weapons those guys had to
that's
take with
fine.
me, and I'm going to.
One of them had
to
some
Taser's
extra
camp.
armor. Do you want to throw some plate mail over you?
If that will help.
Oh, you already had plus
I-
2 armor, didn't you?
Yeah,
Yeah, so
I
that
have-
doesn't change.
I mean, like my armor's all mismatched and patched together, so
Yeah.
it's possible. Like if I didn't take any harms so far, so
No, you haven't
some
taken any
shit.
harm. No,
So-
exactly. You've just been
Yeah.
you've just been far away.
yeah,
so
it's there's no time
the
for
gun
that.
lugger heads back to the fray. Who would like
Okay.
to go next?
Gun haver heads back.
Dr. Gold. We return to the vault. You have now Corbett and his terrified family. It's getting cramped in there. It's stinking in there. There are dead bodies in there. And there are 3 surviving members of the old guard who have been stripped of their weapons and of their uniforms.
Okay.
And they're
Okay.
beaten to hell. They've all got like 1 harm on them. They're not in fighting shape.
All right. What are my resources
They're
in this
good
room?
if you want to throw them in the way of bullets, but they're not gonna.
All right. Well, I am going to after they get thrown in and they get the bags taken.
You're
off
the
their
only
heads
one in
and
this
stuff
room
like
who
that.
still has all their equipment
Oh, yeah.
because you weren't captured. You were just
No,
trapped.
I just ran in. I'm gonna basically I'm gonna give them about 60 seconds after they take the hoods off their heads and stuff like that. The old guard people when
Yeah.
they got thrown in, and I'm just gonna go. Okay, so how'd that work out for you? Want to go home? Mm-hmm. Okay, good. All right. What are my resources? Looking around the room. describe to me everything
this
that's
should
in
be
there.
In the resources, you have clothing and belts, buckles on the belts
Yep.
on some people.
Okay.
You have all the equipment you've got. You've got one bunk with a metal frame and springs.
Perfect, okay.
And a flat, like, just shitty cardboard mattress thing thrown over the top of it. And the bladed vent over the window, over the top roof. It's not within, like, it's a 10-foot ceiling. But it's bolted into the ceiling. It's fixed into it. The wall is covered in tiles.
Okay.
And the vault door is reinforced and welded with no window on the other side. It's just a solid metal door. All you can hear is the noise, and obviously it's not waterproof because
Yep.
the blood flew underneath it.
Flew underneath it. Yeah.
Which, by the way, has drained into a floor drain because laundromat, it would have flooding controls. So there's a small floor drain into something that's not clogged.
And you've got
So-
one angel with no
And
angel kits
you got
because
one angel.
they probably got
They
taken from me.
they rolled that up and threw that in the back of their tank.
Yep.
Because I'm just
okay.
literally standing there, looking around the room, looks over. Marigold?
Magnolia.
Magnolia?
Yes!
You got me saying it now, you piece of shit.
That's
Magnolia.
that's such a
Magnolia
Dr. Gold.
sighs deeply.
That's so Dr. Gold.
Yes,
Nurse
Dr. Gold.
Stone. See if you can't rummage up some supplies in this room to patch up this awful gunshot that I've got on my leg. I've got a plan.
All right, what do I got?
Quickly, what is your plan? Just to
My plan is to break apart the bed and make clubs and weapons for everybody to use.
okay.
And then use the springs to either create some fashion of moon shoes to jump out through the roof.
Why do I suddenly feel like we're in Spirit of the Century?
Failing that,
Like, fucking excuse me?
I've got a backup plan. Shush, 1 second.
All right, it's been fun. I'm gone.
Thanks for coming out, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't get any better than that.
I don't know how powerful those bed springs are. But I know if I compound them, I might be able to make some fashion of moon shoes to get us out through the roof.
Oh my god, this is like the fucking magnet shoes all over again.
Actually, no, because we can't get out through the roof because the bladed thing is up there, but I want to see if I can get the
Just to
fan.
prevent you from suffocating, really.
I want to get the fan down, and then
There's no fan. It's just the negative air pressure of the room.
Okay,
it's
so
just
there
an open.
there
thin
aren't
slats.
like there's thin slats. Okay, because what I want to try to do is
It just goes straight from ceiling to top of flat roof.
okay. So is there anything I can
still
break off
fucking
as
dying
blades,
over
like
here.
bladed pieces of metal?
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say they're built into the cement of the roof.
Okay. How you doing there, buddy?
You okay?
Yes.
You doing
You know
alright?
what?
Doing
Fuck
great.
it. Yes.
Okay.
There are 4 that you can snap, but it's far too thin for you to climb out the top.
No, it's
This
fine.
is-
I'm not looking to climb out the top. Using the springs, I want to try to jump up and grab those bladed pieces of metal, break them off, tear off those pieces of extra cloth from the mattresses, and
Okay.
tie the blades to
trying to find out what the
pieces of the
roll
bed
is.
frame to make like sort of mini swords for people to use.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use the largest piece of the bed frame that I can find to start jimmying open the drain on the floor and then breaking our way downwards. Because if the drain goes into a pipe, that means that there is an opening to a sub-basement and
Okay.
we can dig our way out.
So, are you?
Because I'm a fucking genius.
I'm a fucking genius.
Are you-
Moon
has a
shoes.
question.
Are you trying to? Do you want to deal with? Do you want to just get out?
I want to get the
you don't wanna go
hostages. I want to get the hostages and the
said, "Oh,
remaining
maybe
people
just-"
and escape to Sanctuary.
Okay. So. Awesome. How much history do you have with Dr. Gold?
I'm at +1 right now, but that's because I went over.
Yeah.
I'm at 4 actually.
You'll get a forward because of what you're working with one of your teammates. So you got a +1 to the roll. I want you to roll hard, and you're going to fight your way free using your very elaborate plan.
fight my way free.
That's what this is. But you're fighting through the floor or through the
You're
plan.
fighting inanimate objects.
This
but
is
you are
Okay.
fighting.
This is a seize by force move.
That's okay. With spooky intense, could I roll weird instead?
Instead of what stat?
Oh
what does
wait,
it
shit! It
replace
says
with?
instead of cool.
Instead of cool. So that would be like under if you're exchanging harm or you're under fire.
Rats.
Which would be like if we want to go out and do combat with them, then you could do spooky intense because you're spooky intense. You don't want to be intense. You just want to get out of here. So I just instead of making these all a bunch of separate moves, this is going to be the fight your way free move with everything involved. You got all your people. They're like, someone's got a plan.
Yep.
And so you break it all down. They've all got their like metal rusted clubs. You got your spring boots. You've got you got blades you've taken from the top. You've started digging into the tile of the ground, and it's like a basement drain.
Yeah.
This isn't how far deep are you going to have to go
Well,
to get to the
if it's got
sewer?
if it's got that, there would be a layer of concrete, maybe about a foot thick, between us and a basement.
How long will that take you?
Depending how large a piece of that bed frame that I can break off, a couple of minutes.
How loud will this be?
Depending on how loud it is outside, I'm gonna wait until they're screaming at each other again, and then start digging. I'm gonna do the Shawshank Redemption style.
Okay. We'll roll as soon as we return to you.
Okay.
Does anyone want to have a scene while he's digging into the floor? Bishop. You got nothing?
I've literally been trying to think for like the past 20 minutes. The only thing I could think of.
At any
would have
time you
been-
can
would-
interrupt a scene and be, I want to interject, I want to be there. You can come rolling in.
The only thing I
one
thought of
Mother
would
Superior.
basically have a scene where it's like before anyone had left, and it's basically a scene with Dr. Gold, and I've talked to him about having a break in case of emergency button, essentially. Something that, if things go south so bad, that it would either
Okay.
do something. But that's literally the only thing I can think of.
You've
and I
got
don't
everyone
think
moved into the
that's a little bit
cathedral.
too meta.
You got everything moved into the cathedral. Rempel returns. And he knocks on the door. He's coughing. He's like, "Sir, storm's coming in, sir. I think it's methane, sir. We don't have a filtration. There's those cathedral windows are not sealed, sir. What do we do? We got women and children now down there, sir. They want to go. We gotta leave. We gotta go somewhere. Maybe, should we go underground? Should we go down to maybe the doctor? He's got that garage. Maybe there's something in there we can use." And Rempel is starting to panic, and he's ready to take off. So, if you are, I'm gonna put you in a spot because you want to be the hard holder, and so that comes with the responsibility of being a hard holder. If you're gonna be inactive, you can take another harm on to Sanctuary, one step closer to midnight, and then we'll go to another scene. And then Rempel is going to try and solve it. But you got a toxic storm coming in. And you don't have any immediate.
I have.
Yeah,
well,
I know.
Here's the thing. I'm left with nothing. I don't have an engineer. I don't have any security. I have 75 people that are literally sitting in a cathedral. I can't there's probably a basement, but that's like the only thing I can be able to send them to. And I have no idea how.
Some
the
people want to
equipment
go to
works.
Orchard. They want to send word to Orchard. Maybe the hard holder there can help. But I
would've thought that I
as
would've
lost
thought
and as
that-
panicked as you are feeling, that is also how everyone in Sanctuary.
I
is
would have
feeling
thought that
right
I
now.
would have had tried to contact Orchard 2 days ago.
The radios haven't been working. There's been no sound on the radio. You would
From
have to,
these guys?
I said it too earlier. Where there was no sound from Orchard. There's been no word from the Rusted Wheel. It's just radio silence on all the frequencies. They think, like what we were talking in the last episode, that there's something that's jamming the signals, and it might be the electromagnetic storm that's moving in. But I know that you're starting to feel panicked and lost and trapped, and that's exactly how the people of your hard hold are also feeling.
Well, yeah, I get that. But I mean, as a player, I've got nothing to do. I can't read a situation. You've literally, I've been
Why
trapped
can't
into
you
the
read
corner.
a charged situation? Why can't you?
Because you've literally just told me everything that I've got going. Which enemy is most vulnerable to me? I don't know that because there's a storm coming.
Well, you can, Steve. You can ask me that question. These are not questions that your player needs to know. Here are some ways you can do. You can read a situation. You can ask the GM for me to break kayfabe and tell you the answers to your problems, which I will just come up with and commit to it. You can peer into the maelstrom yourself and find some answers in the psychic storm that surrounds us all. And maybe the maelstrom will fare better for you than it did for the brainer, and you can find the answers that you need. There is a savior coming this way, but I haven't told you that.
I mean, I've got a -2 to weird, so that has always not been even an option.
Yeah, but a -2 to weird, you only have to get 7 to 9. Even if you roll high on the dice, a -2 doesn't. If you roll 9s, that's still a 7. Or you can read a situation which works to your. You're rolling your sharp, which is a much higher stat for you. And then you can say, "What's my escape route or way past this? What enemy?" And I have to answer that, and I have to tell you, maybe there's no way to save Sanctuary. Might be my answer, and it's time to go to Orchard.
The only other option was literally just to barricade everyone in and.
What enemy is most vulnerable to me?
My security guys were out. That's.
Whoa.
I love that.
Whoa.
Like that
I've
is
got nothing. I can't take them anywhere because we've got literally like
that's a
enemies
real
on
governor move, though. I gotta hand it to you.
love that.
Like that is right now the.
Kitty doesn't want to betray you anymore.
No, I have regrets.
Because I see smoke coming from the horizon where I've left these 3.
Yep.
So they're probably gone. They're are working with the old gang now. There's another sort of city that's basically that is really close by. Orchard I haven't heard from. For all I know, that fucking truck with the heads came from Orchard, so they're about to
Yeah.
attack. I'm literally just about to take my remaining security guys, barricade the cathedral. We're out. Take the truck full of fucking heads and just
And
bug
their
out.
truck is your new hardhold then. I mean, yes.
Or he
That
could
would
go
be a
to,
solution.
he could go to Orchard.
That would also be a solution.
As far as I know, they were the ones who killed my supply.
Which means it might be unoccupied.
Yeah. No, and that's where your supplies were coming from for trade.
If I can bring up something, Steve, you say like that you've got nothing, but like you've got you, and you have strengths. You schmooze with the best of them. You know how to lead people. Like you've got something. You got to play to those strengths. Like, you know.
You chose your character the trope of the governor, right?
Yeah.
So that means that you're not just a military leader. You're not just a politician. You're not just a businessman. You're not just the father. You're all of those. So your
Yeah.
family's in trouble, and they're looking to you, boss. And I know I'm throwing questions at your way, but that's what I'm supposed to do.
No, I get that.
And it's a hard character to play with a lot of responsibility. That
For sure.
It's the last episode. I didn't want this to be easy for you. I don't want Sanctuary to survive. Sorry. You've got to prove to me that this place is strong enough to make what is coming.
Man,
Because there's something coming.
I'm never going to get my gun arm.
Or I don't
Sad.
know, maybe
Well,
you do
you-
just like
you're
pack
leaving,
up,
that's-
get as
that's
many
why.
people as you
Well,
can
I
out
can't go out
and
and get it,
relocate
like-
somewhere.
All right. There could be like if you're
Try and save as many people as you can,
Naked
sort
guys
of
with
thing.
clubs have done quite a lot of
How
damage.
how many of them do you want to save, or do you want to just say fuck it and actually just leave them? Like, there's no wrong answer, Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no wrong answer.
What
It's
would-
the apocalypse world. Like
Yeah.
shit happens.
Oh yeah, no. I'm
what
like
was your-
now. It's just trying to find it's just trying to find the solution.
I love it
so-
though because I wanted you to become attached to Sanctuary. I wanted you to fall in love with this place and to feel safe here, and then I wanted to rip it away. So
All right.
this
So what would your
this is a beautiful part of the story, but you're now entering into your 3rd day in this office, and Rempel's coming back to the door, and he's coughing, and his voice is shaking, and we're not doing well, boss.
You know what? Fuck it. If I can't have Sanctuary, no one's gonna have Sanctuary.
Oh, don't burn down my
God damn it!
lab,
I wanted
man.
sanctuary.
Get bodied, entire party.
It's my workshop.
Okay,
What do you think I'm gonna use to blow up Sanctuary?
Oh man.
He's gonna blow it up. I thought he was just gonna fucking book
We
it.
will
No, he's
return
blowing it
now
the fuck
to the
up.
resolve of. We are now at 10 o'clock on the Sanctuary's home clock.
I'm sorry, Connor. We're just going to build you a new one. I don't know what to tell you.
Never gonna get that gun arm.
Dr. Gold,
Don't despair. We can get
you're
you
digging
better.
into the ground.
Minor setback.
Magnolia.
I've got
what
10
what would you like to do with this scene?
Okay.
I'd like to give you something. You've just been playing support with all the other characters.
I mean, that's kind of exactly.
You've got some hurt people here. You've got Corbett's family. No one's actually been talking to him.
Yeah.
You've got the guy like Gold. Just is like, don't you feel ashamed of yourself? But the old guard guys, they're like. They're sticking close to each other, looking after their own, but they're hurt real bad.
Yeah.
They're real shocked and in shock over the death of Hastings.
Yeah.
I do know their names. They're written right here. There's 3 of them. The Salt, Liz, and Prince, which you remember from when they used to work in Sanctuary before the schism.
Yep.
They have regrets. The rest of Corbett's family, their kid Brian and Anka, his wife, they're not doing well. But they're just scared and hungry. They've been in here for a while. No one's been feeding them. They just keep throwing bodies into the room. And if they thought they might have been okay under like Hastings' capture, they are terrified under a taser. So that's just the feel of the room here. While he's now set up all this thing and he's like, arming them, and he's got spring boots, and he's digging into the floor. And,
goddamn spring boots.
Like he's making things work.
I am having a hard time taking that shit fucking seriously.
You can also play the role of counselor here.
Fucking works.
Just because you don't have your angel kit doesn't mean you can't be an angel.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm assuming we've still got like sort of shreds of cloth and whatever from the bed sheets and what have you around here. I'd like to take whatever it is I can scrounge up and find and start sort of patching people up and sort of talking people down, trying to calm everybody down a little bit. And I'd like to see if I could maybe even get some information.
Yeah, I would like to...
Like how many of them are left?
Yeah. Yeah.
Degrees of harm. That's not what I want to do. I wanted to...
I rolled a while ago for my plan. I don't know if you want to know the number for that.
Go ahead and... What was the number for that?
I rolled a 9, and I was going to get a +1 for oftener right.
Okay, so that does get you into the 10. So you get to choose... but instead of choosing to take definite control, you can choose to free win and get away. You can inflict terrible harm, you suffer little harm, you get away, you impress, dismay, or frighten your enemy. So at on that high of a roll, you get to pick 3 of those outcomes.
Oh, wow.
So you succeed. You're gonna get out. No one needs to come rescue you. And you can
fuck this shit out. Sorry,
dismay
Maggie, bye.
you get to pick those outcomes. The only one you can't pick, instead of taking definite and undeniable control, you are instead choosing to take win free and get away.
This is under Seize by Force.
Yeah, under the fight your way free. And that's when a gang takes harm.
Inflict terrible harm, suffer little harm, take definite and undeniable control of it, impress, dismay, and frighten the enemy. Exchange harm, roll, +10. Choose 3. See, now I'm kind of sitting here and I'm just like, how bad does Gold want that Gatling gun?
I mean, isn't that the reason you left Sanctuary?
Isn't that
in the
you're
first
like,
place?
yeah,
You
that's
want
If
real
you want to
bad.
help him, you can roll plus history, and you could have rolled. You can add up to +2 on a successful roll.
All right.
He didn't need the help. He's doing okay on his own.
Yeah.
But you can spend that time now patching up some of these people because
Yeah,
you're
that's
going
the
to
plan.
need their help.
Actually, if any information you could get out of them, how many of the aggressing gang members are left?
Okay. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
information I'd like to find out.
Like, how much of them are left? What are they wearing? What are they armed with? Where are
Salt
they?
is the one
Yeah.
who starts speaking, and he's going like, oh, "There's more than we thought." They put out word, and they just keep they're on their way. They're all talking. They're all freaking out. They keep talking about this man with black eyes. This gentleman who he enters a room and they all die. They're all freaked out. They're all fleeing him, and now they're coming here. They keep saying that it's Sanctuary is where they can be safe. Hold up against him and hold up against the coming storm, they say. And they just keep coming. There's just so many of them. He doesn't know how many. There's more than 50 now.
Okay, that's not
They're not an army. They're not like a unified group. They're almost refugees.
interesting.
How many?
But the brunt of them are being run as Taser's gang.
Okay.
How many of us
They're
are there
like the
in here?
shock force. There was the 3 of Corbett, the 3 soldiers, and the 2 of you. So 6, 7, 8.
Okay. And is there any openings that I can look out of the room?
The only thing you can tell is if it's day or night through the slots of the roof. And you can hear through the door.
Have I heard them move the tank?
You hear the tank turn on.
Okay.
I think they're rolling out. What do you think, Pity?
I mean, if they're gonna roll out, I do need to visit them before we leave. I was just waiting to see how this was gonna resolve. And to see if
would you like to interfere?
Well, yeah, I wanted to see how his escape effort was gonna resolve, because if he failed it, I was gonna walk in on them trying to break out and be
Pity,
like,
he is going to succeed and they're going to get away. If you would like to say hi, now's your chance.
all right. Well, then I will, because I thought it'd be kind of funny if
So
he walked into the room
while
and
you're
was like,
digging,
and they're gone.
do you get some of them to
But-
dig and you put an ear against the door?
Yeah.
So you hear footsteps coming towards the door. And you hear the tank turning on. And you hear a whole lot of commotion coming from outside.
Throw the cardboard mattress over the hole.
Okay,
Everybody be cool.
Liz and Prince throw the mattress over the hole.
Okay.
And do you want to open the door, Pity, or do you want to just talk through the door?
There are guards outside the door. There have been guards posted outside the door, correct?
Sure.
Okay, so if there are two
That
guards...
sounds reasonable, right? Yeah.
If there are guards outside the door, I'll open the door, but they're keeping their guns drawn on, because I have an... Do I have an idea about why the
They say they're
old guard left?
They say they're getting ready to leave now, so have your peace, and then we're welding the door shut.
Yeah. So the guards open the door and keep their guns kind of loosely trained on everyone inside, and Pity is just standing there.
Player versus player.
Hello.
So the door opens up. The 2 guards are there, guns ready. But you get to have a little conversation, at least. There's Pity, but not in like the brown blood-stained.
Yeah, now she's
weird-
wearing a different
she's, like,
outfit,
in
and
the
she's standing
flowing
shoulder to
white
shoulder with the people
with this
that have us
mask
captive.
over her face that she's built. Looks like a wireframe
I said-
hockey mask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's all like she and like these. Are you going with the clear shoulder pads?
I don't know. I don't know if I am yet.
Anyway, she's like yeah.
Okay.
This is a new look.
Here's a question though: Would they have recognized that this is Pity?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
For all they know, they have never seen her. They
They've
know
all
of
yeah.
her.
We know.
and
We all
they-
had history. They already all had history.
We have a lot of history.
We've
Okay.
already established lots of history with Pity in the
I
past.
at least have history with
I mean,
Emmanuel. I
because
have
as-
+1 with Meg.
No, it is just a
Yeah, we've
rule
got
that
+1.
all the players have known each other, and we were in Sanctuary for a few months. They might not like her, but they know her.
And I
Yeah.
trust they're not face blind like me, because like this would happen to me, and I would be like, "Who's this?" Because they've changed their
No,
clothes.
I don't want to throw a
I mean,
wrench.
you are
I
wearing
like
like,
where you're
a
going, but
mask and
that's
stuff, and you've, like,
Okay.
we've already got that stuff going on. So
All right.
I feel like it would be pretty safe to say
you look
that
like Queen Beryl right now.
I feel like it would be pretty safe to say that at first we'd be like, "Who are you? Wait a second."
It takes you a moment to recognize. So that means, Pity, you get the first. How do you want to? What do you?
So
What are you
By the way,
doing?
am I close by this point, or
You may
Would you
roll
like
to
to be?
interfere and interject into this scene at a moment of your choosing.
Okay, because like my objective was to get back to them,
Mm-hmm.
but there was an army between us. Is that army now gone?
You're a one-man army. If you've come across anyone, you've taken them out. That
Okay.
army is regrouping and ready to take Sanctuary.
Okay, then I would like to regroup with them.
I would
if-
like to see this scene.
Okay, yes.
And so you will have a chance to regroup
Sure.
and jump in
Okay.
at an appropriate time in this scene if you would like to.
Okay.
The gun lugger is coming around. Like a good movie moment if you want to interfere.
Okay.
You can roll to interfere or help with
Do I
moves
roll now, or do I roll at the appropriate
at the time that you want to
Okay.
do. Now,
Okay.
both of you can roll to read a person, and you can ask those questions, and the player must answer truthfully.
I was about to roll to read a sitch because I've still got my C's by force. I haven't.
Reading a
I haven't
charged
activated that
situation
yet.
is one where you ask all those questions at once, and they deal more a little bit more with the environment and like a moment
Yeah.
in time. Reading a person is what will happen over the course of a
Well,
conversation.
I want to read a situation.
Yeah, okay.
Which I've got +2, and I'm hoping this works.
Which you can still roll to interfere with reading a person roll because of your charged history with each other.
5 and 3, so that's 8 +2 on sharp is 10.
Well, he's reading a situation.
Would you like to interfere with this situation roll with your history?
Yeah, I would.
Okay.
So you're rolling plus
And
history.
7.
So you rolled
Oh no, it's a 6. Sorry,
it's only a 6?
I can't math.
So that's fine. It ends up. You do not interfere. I guess you were trying to like distract him with your feminine wiles, but that doesn't work.
Androgynous wiles.
You don't care
High fem right
because you're
now.
looking at the situation. You're like, no, not yet.
The door opens and she's standing there, and he just immediately like cocks his head, looks at the
So
guards, looks at her,
what was the
looks
roll
at
that
the
you
door,
got?
like just immediately like.
So what was the roll you got?
I got 10.
So you get to ask three
questions
from that list.
All right, so 1, who's in control here?
Pity.
Pity's in command of this force right now.
Yep.
It's my
Okay.
gang now.
You can immediately sell by the way their eyes are looking and the way the guards are standing. They are following her command.
Okay. Which enemy is most vulnerable?
Which enemy is most vulnerable?
How many enemies? There's just the 2 guards and there's...
And there's
Pity.
her.
Pity's not the one who's vulnerable,
An enemy.
but the
Air quotes.
let's work this out logically. The enemy that's most vulnerable to you, you're in a secured room. The guards are looking at you, but one of them is very tired. And so the guard on the left
Guard on the left.
is, he's distracted by he wants to go. He's like, I want to be on the invading team. We want to get out of here. He's not so much paying attention. He's looking over his shoulder at the tank and wanting to join up with the rest of the forces. He hates being on this duty.
Okay.
And the guard on the left, I'm out of name, so let's, I don't know, call him Meerkat.
The
Cool.
tank is still there?
Tank is still there, but it's getting ready to move.
Okay.
What is my enemy's true position? Is the last question.
Your enemy's true position. You can't see outside the door and you don't have any extra sensory abilities. You're in
Well,
front
I
of you.
mean, the door's open and she's there with the 2 guards, but I can see out.
Their true position is you've got the 2 guards at the door and Pity.
her.
In the back, you've got the tank rolling up and they're marching down the roads.
Is the tank already moving, or is it getting ready to move?
It is revving and it will be moving during this conversation.
Within the next few seconds? Okay.
Pity was just literally coming by to say bye on her way out.
Okay. May I then...
Although that true position doesn't... The answer is obvious. Is there another question you'd like to ask instead of that? Because
Okay.
the true position would be more like, are they around the corner? Like if
Okay.
you're actually trying to get around. It wasn't hiding their true position.
Which enemy is the biggest threat?
Pity.
Pity?
That violation glove.
You don't
That look in
fucking
her
say.
Okay.
Look,
I-
some things have changed around here, and I just
Roll
thought
to read a person anyways, just to hold on to that during this conversation. Because Bree's going to fuck with you if you don't.
8?
So you get to hold 1, plus sharp.
Yep. That's
Okay.
8.
So you get to roll, you get to hold on to 1 that you can ask her, which Bree has to answer, not Pity. And the GM can answer on
Okay.
behalf of Bree if she's not being honest.
Can I roll to assess the situation myself as I'm entering?
Sure.
can I
Bree-
say,
Bree
can
wants
I
to
say
say
my
her thing.
full line?
Okay, yes.
Bree is going to open this door and say her lines at the moment, and everyone keeps...
Okay.
So
I'm
go
very
ahead.
sorry.
So, look, some things have changed around here, and frankly, Dr. Gold, I like that thing you've been building in the basement, and I'd hate to see it destroyed. I just thought I'd give you the chance to save your lab if you wanted it.
Join forces with Pity.
I do like my lab.
One of the guards in the back, what about us?
So, can I ask how much I know about them?
Well, you know everything.
Has Taser told me, like, what they know about them?
No, you didn't
No?
bring it up.
Okay.
We could all go together.
You know that they left Sanctuary because of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could all go together. We'd be stronger in larger numbers.
I have large numbers. Have you looked outside?
But we could all go together.
I don't think I want them.
The
And
guard
I
on the
give
left
the
is like,
old guard
"We
like a
gotta get
really
going."
pointed look.
And at that point, oh fuck, this is gonna be great. Okay. No, hold on.
Okay,
Because
okay, he's got
I want to activate my seize by force here, because I get 3 of those off the list. Because he goes, we could all go together, and she goes, I don't really think I want to do that. And Gold just like looks at her, tilts his head, and goes, pity.
Oh my god. Oh my
All right,
god.
so
Free slow clap. Pity sad.
All right, so
You're right though. This has changed a little bit. So you get to.
I want to do
inflict-
two things. Three off of this list. One, I want to.
One of them is escape, I imagine.
No.
No.
Impress, dismay, or frighten your enemy. One, I want to do that.
Which one? Are you
Do that
impressing?
thing.
You're frightening.
I want to frighten the enemies outside, take definite and undeniable control, and deal terrible harm.
Okay. In this
by-
scene, the enemies are the guards by the door. Are you okay with that?
I'm fine with
Not
that.
the troops by the. They're like they're
Well,
the backdrop.
Yeah. What I want to do basically is have
Also
Gold
me? Question mark?
pull a gun and immediately using his robotic arm, like pull his gun, shoot her hand, and then grab her. And then pull her into a hostage position and just be like, okay, now I've got her. Because he knows that glove is dangerous.
So now you want to seize something by force. You're no longer trying to fight your way free.
yeah, seize by force. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, you rolled to fight your way free. You've got your escape route. She opened up the door.
Yeah, you told me to choose 3 off of the
You
seize
want
by
to
force
take
list.
definite and undeniable control of pity.
Well, she controls the gang, so yeah.
Yeah. So roll hard.
I already rolled for this.
You rolled to fight your way free. The plan of digging into the sewer and getting all that. You got that. You can still
Okay.
escape.
Okay.
They don't know that there's a cardboard over the hole that you have got.
Wait. So what was the 3 that I was grabbing off of this list?
That was going to be during. You could probably have taken less harm on your way through the sewers. You can dismay them because that you
Okay.
lost them, or
Oh.
you can inflict terrible harm by
Okay,
booby
so-
trapping the path behind you if they try to follow you.
I
Do
mean,
I still have-
in my player
If you're gonna
opinion, this
take
is
a-
way cooler. So.
You know,
Yeah,
this is
I
so
was like,
awesome.
this is so much
But
cooler
if you're
in my
gonna
in my
roll
opinion.
to take a player character,
Yeah.
let's
Hostage.
roll for that.
Okay, let's try that.
Seize pity by force.
All right, let's try this.
And Magnolia, how much history do you have with Dr. Gold?
At 4 total?
Is that 4 or is that at 1?
It's at 1 now.
It's at 1.
because
So it's
it
only a
rolled
1
over.
with the roll.
Okay.
So just roll to help the roll.
Am I adding anything to
Yeah,
this?
you're adding your 1.
So that's a 9.
That's a 9. So you're going to get +1 onto the roll.
Okay.
Oh, fuck. Is that a 1 and a 2?
Yeah, because you made me re-roll.
Yeah, I did.
And you have 0 on
I had a
power.
good roll on everything going on, and then you're
Yeah,
like,
no,
no,
no.
fuck that roll you just made. Do it over
you
again.
got to escape. You have your escape route figured out. You
You
have,
could have just waited for me to close the door and escaped.
this is not.
No, but I
no,
used it
But
on...
this is so much more
Listen,
interesting.
Yeah,
on
this
a
is so
miss.
much
This is
more
way
interesting.
cooler.
Connell, on a miss, choose 1.
Choose one.
You don't get to inflict harm. You don't get to dismay, but you can still take control of pity.
Okay, well, let's try that.
This isn't like critical miss. You drop your weapon. This is. It still happens, just not the way you wanted. Remember last week? So you pull
It's
out your
just-
gun and you grab.
Because you're like, roll, and then we'll let that roll carry through the rest of the scene. And I was like, okay, so I'm going to do these things with the scene. And you were like, wait, now, no,
Well,
re-roll,
no.
though, and we'll throw that out, and
Connell,
we'll do it again.
You
Like-
are not trying to escape. It's a different roll.
Yeah, I'm trying to escape by taking her hostage.
You can't escape by taking me hostage. I have a gang.
You
I absolutely
have,
can do
your
that.
escape route. You have your
Yeah.
holds for your escape route.
Yes.
To take pity hostage
Yes.
is a different seizing.
Yes, and coming out through the front door instead of through a hole in the
You
floor.
take undeniable control of pity.
Okay.
You have her. You have
All right.
her as hostage. You also have your escape route, which you can get through and booby trap on your way out. You just don't get to dismay or frighten the guards. You don't get to deal harm to Pity's hand.
Damn. All right.
Okay.
Glove snapping sound effect
But you,
here.
he has control on you, Pity. You
Yeah.
can't just go and attack him
Yeah, I
without
know.
rolling to also free yourself. Now,
Okay.
you can do single combat while this is happening because you're like in
That
close
seems like a bad
proximity.
idea. I
But while
do
this
not
is going
have
on,
pity roll for
Gunlugger,
that.
where were you during this?
Okay, I was creeping up. I was going to try to assess the situation, but by now the situation is pretty clear.
How would you see into the laundromat when they're surrounded by an army and a tank?
You
okay,
see the
that's
army moving out.
that's the thing. Like,
Yeah, where are you
I
coming
was-
from?
I'm coming from where I've
From
just
wherever you
been,
want. You can
so-
come in from wherever you want. You just got to justify it to me. That's all.
Okay, so I guess I'm coming around from the back or wherever where there's not as many troops. So
Yeah,
I
we
can
had the
hopefully
rubble
sneak
from the
through.
collapsed building in the back.
Okay.
That's the same route that Dr. Gold came to come in. So you're coming in over the roof, just like he did.
Yeah, you know what?
So
Let's
you're
do
over
that.
the vent, when this is going on. So you can hear the whole conversation going on.
Okay.
You hear that Pity's betrayed them. You're going, that son of a bitch. But you've got the collapsed roof that you still have to get around. But you have a full eye view as the tank is rolling out. All the troops are going. It's so noisy, no one hears what's going on between the two of them.
Do the guards panic when I take her hostage?
They don't. You don't get to frighten or dismay them. They pull up their weapons. They're at full alert, but they can't get to you without going through her, and she's their new leader.
She's the boss now, yeah.
Okay. Well, my plan is to snipe one of the guards at the moment that they get distracted by this hostage
Through the vent in
situation.
the roof?
I'm on top of the roof, right?
Yeah.
How would you
Are they inside?
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought they
They're
were
at the vault
like,
door.
outside the
They're
door.
standing at the vault door,
There's
which
a
is
building
inside
and
the
the vault's
laundromat.
inside.
Okay,
yeah.
how high a drop is it?
1 story.
1 story.
It's a 10-foot ceiling, and it's a flat. It's like a strip mall. It's just 1 floor.
I'm gonna jump off the roof and land and shoot.
You got a
at the same
360
time.
no scope a guy?
I mean, yeah, but you've also got infinite knives.
Yes, but I am way more likely to hit a target if I shoot than throw a knife.
You are
ball.
way
No,
more likely
I mean-
to do whatever you want.
Yeah.
You
You
just
could
have to
land in
narrate
between
the
the
scene.
two of them as they're aiming in. You could land behind them and stab them both.
Again, this isn't Dungeons and Dragons. It will be the same roll regardless.
That's-
It's
yeah.
more of what
That's
you
amazing.
want to see happen on TV versus what
love it.
makes it'll be the same statistic.
No, so what I'm gonna do is I'm
Pity's
I'm
just
gonna
like, I'm on the wrong side.
I'm gonna turn to face the wall. I'm gonna turn to face the wall and then grab onto the roof, lower myself, and then drop down. And as I hit the ground, just snipe one of the guards.
Roll hard.
Okay. Oh, that's 6.
Okay, exactly 6.
It's exactly 6.
Is there a way, Gold, as you see the feet dangling in the ceiling and coming down, that you can help that roll with the history you have with him?
As a matter of fact, yeah, because I see his fucking boots. And I literally have this, like, holding her with the gun, and you see these boots, like, like, hanging down over the ledge, and he's just like, son of a bitch.
I gave him those for
So
Christmas.
you can distract the guards from hearing his with a history roll. How much history do you have with that?
I have +3 history
Great,
with
so
Ken.
roll +3.
You're just like,
Yeah.
you're just like, stop, fiends! Do not
Yeah.
come any closer!
Roll
Yeah, no.
+3.
Okay,
she will
okay,
surely
okay.
perish!
Fucking 6.
6 + 3.
6
Make sure to roll your
Total.
6
Wait,
total.
what were you rolling? Just general history, or
To
is-
help or interfere, you're rolling plus history.
Yeah.
So-
plus
so
history.
none of these
so none
apply.
of those apply.
Okay.
Fuck. I can't say that I
Help
made a
him, help
plan
me.
to do this.
No, you can't. You can't help with a help
Okay,
roll.
okay.
It does say be prepared for the worst, but that doesn't mean necessarily that it's going to interfere with his roll. We're still going to get to pick one. I'm just wanting to see at a 6. There's Bree. You don't even have to do anything. They're doing it for you.
Hello.
Magnolia.
We're just gonna fail everything.
Why,
there
why
a
didn't
way-
I bring a glove? I just want to be like,
You're in the same position as Dr. Gold. Is there a way that you can help?
note to self. pack
Nelson,
gloves
as he's coming
for
down
Con
off the ceiling?
Bravo.
Good roll history.
Well, you will roll history if you can tell me how you could help, and then we'll roll history. If you can't think of a way that happened, then he's just going to be stuck with a 6.
Does he just need a distraction?
Yeah.
What if
Just pull a Bulma and just be like, just tits out.
What if you go for the glove?
You've all got the little steel weapons as well that you've just been hiding behind their back the whole time.
Yeah, everybody's basically standing there holding a rusty
Over the
club,
cardboard mattress over the hole that you've dug.
a rusty club sword.
This is a lot of decisions being made while I'm dropping.
Yeah. No, I just want to see if there's a way to get you above a 6 because you're
Bullet
right
time.
at the 6.
Wait. They have weapons? They have swords?
yeah?
Cut off Pity's arm.
You're not there.
Okay, well that would be that will not. You're right. You can do that, but then I would force her to also roll a seize by force, seizing her arm by force.
Sad glove snapping sound.
Sad snap.
So, is there, Cassie? We're just. I want to rush along because it's getting late into the evening.
Yes.
Is there a way, yes or no, that you can help Nelson? If no, you're gonna have a miss, but then you're still gonna get to pick one for the aggro someone. But just on a. It's just also I get to fuck you up.
Yeah.
I don't know. Can I distract them by like making loud distress noises, like I've finally snapped and broken down, and I'm like
Roll
horrified?
history.
Okay, do it. Do it.
Please. big
Literally
money.
anything you said I was
Yes,
going to do.
okay.
Hang on.
nice.
I have
got
a
nine.
-2 for you.
No,
Okay,
is
but
it?
it's-
minus
It's a
history.
9. So okay.
Okay, that's
But she
fine. So
rolled 9.
It's a 9.
It's a 9
so
minus
minus
2 is
two.
7. So that's fine. So a 7 is +1. So you're now at a 7.
Yay!
Okay.
I did it!
So
Yay!
I'm guessing that I land on my back.
Yeah,
and I
I
like
just,
shoot the guy, but I'm like,
Okay.
So I'm just like,
On a 7 to 9. So Tom, have a look here on your basic moves.
yes.
Aggroing someone on a 7 to 9, you can choose one of the above, which
Fucking-
is force your hand and suck it up, which is they'll die, or cave and they do what you want, or one of the following: get the hell out of your way, barricade yourself securely in, give something you think they want, back off calmly, hands where you can see.
I'm gonna suck it up.
Okay.
I'm gonna kill the guy and destroy my back in the process.
It is going to
clearly-
go through and through because
Okay.
of his miss to not help.
Yeah.
And it's going to also hit him in the shoulder.
Okay.
And you're going to take harm, which is fine. You can suck up a bullet.
Okay. No, because there's just like, you see your feet dangling down and Gold wants to help, and he's just like, what the fuck?
And so you
she's
actually
like, "Oh."
move yourself into the line of fire.
Oh,
So,
fuck.
So roll. So you land on the ground. You land on your back. Bam! It goes right through the guy's chest, comes out, and lands in Dr. Gold's shoulder. You're going to take some harm. Take another.
My nice outfit is bloody now.
Degrees of harm when an NPC is getting.
Doesn't that make it better?
That puts me to 6.
What's the harm move? There's a harm move. Harm and healing moves. When you suffer harm, roll +1 harm suffered after armoring running 10 plus CMC. You can choose one. So roll +2.
Wow.
Oh, that's really high. You don't want
super
high.
crazy high. No, I know, because
Yeah.
I don't gamble, because I'm the most unlucky person I know.
So that's a 10 plus. The MC can choose one from this list. It's worse than it seemed. Take additional harm. I can choose 2 from the bottom list, or I can say that you're out of action. You lose your footing, you lose your grip, whatever you're holding.
oh
You
shit.
lose track
Oh,
of
no,
something
No,
you're
no, no,
attending
no,
to.
no, 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 no,
You
no, no,
miss
no, no,
noticing
no,
something
no.
important.
Look, you should have cut off my arm when you had the chance.
You get shot. You take a step into the cardboard mattress. You fall into the hole and lose your grip on pity.
Thank you.
That's it.
Thank
Cool.
you for on a whimsy ruining our scene.
Hey.
Please continue.
Hey, Justin! Fuck you!
Hey, Cassie! I had to pick 2!
No, you didn't. No, you did not.
It was that or you're unconscious.
No, you did not. You did not have to say his successful shot caught me in the
His
shoulder and I
successful
took
shot
harm.
killed the guy. His successful shot
Yes.
killed the guard.
Yes.
Your unsuccessful ability to help him means something worse happens.
To
He
me.
gets what he wanted and something worse happens.
To me.
Yes, because you're the one who failed the roll.
Okay. All right. So I lose my grip on pity, and do I take 2 points of harm?
You
or
don't
just
take
one?
any more harm. You already
Okay.
took the harm. You're not
All
getting
right,
more
so
harm.
I'm at 6
I
o'clock,
could have inflicted
and-
more harm. I didn't want to do that. I wanted
That's
to do
okay.
a situation.
So I'm in a hole now.
You fall in.
in a
Also,
hole.
they know there's a hole in the floor.
Now Pity is standing in a room full of angry
Pity.
people holding
You have
rusty
the room.
swords.
Hello. I mean, it is a room full of people.
It's a
holding
room
rusty
full of swords. They will skewer you.
Yeah, I know. I'm pity
You're
out.
meant for social engagements.
Yeah, pity out.
All right, are you rolling to
Like,
escape?
I will literally just fuck right off.
Okay.
I'm just outside the
what
door
do
with
I
a
roll?
gun
Yeah, you
there.
can roll to interfere with that particular move because this is definitely PvP.
Okay.
So Pity, you're
Hello.
going to fight your way free.
Oh boy.
Roll. You're gonna fail because you
Am I
don't have
rolling?
hard.
I'm rolling hard.
You're
right?
rolling hard.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Oh.
This isn't gonna.
This
well
is
for anyone.
literally the opposite of what I made pity for. Yeah, it's a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 minus 2, so it is an 8.
That's pretty
yeah,
good.
So on
That's
an 8,
still-
you choose 2. You can inflict terrible harm. You suffer little harm. Take definite. You escape, or you impress, dismay, or frighten your enemy.
I mean, I definitely escape, and I think I would also like to frighten.
Okay. I mean, you could.
That seems like a pity thing to do.
It does. This is
Okay.
very true to the character.
So how are you frightening them?
Making a weird face as she
Oh, would you like to interfere with that? 'Cause you
Yes,
gotta run past
I
you?
would.
Roll your history against pity.
I have +2.
Go ahead.
Wait, no, sorry, that's Maggie. I have -1 on pity.
And yours was right at 7, pity?
It was an 8.
It was an 8. That's cool. If you bring it, if you get high enough, that'll bring it down by 2. It'll make it a fail.
All right. I got 6 minus 1, 5.
It's not enough.
No.
So you're on your back. You can't get up. She's gonna be able to like just run right past you.
Okay.
Because she's quick and nimble like that. But you'll be able to take out the other guard, no problem, because he's just a mook.
Okay.
How are you frightening them?
The old guard.
If you can't frighten them, just pick something else. Pick harm. Stab fucking Gunlugger on his way out. I mean,
My plan was to pull one of my
kill the
infinite
guard on your way
knives
out.
and,
Is that
like,
how you want to scare everybody?
But
Well,
my
I mean, I
plan was
guess-
to
I
like
guess I
slash
could-
her with my knife as she was going by. Maybe she framed me.
She's-
And she like looked me in the eye, and I just
We've already the
faltered.
brainer is very fast and whatever. She knows you're there because the gun went off.
Yeah.
So she had the same eye line that Gold did.
Well, if I have okay, well then why don't I inflict terrible harm on one of the old guard, because that will probably have the side effect of freaking everyone the fuck else
you get
out.
yourself free.
I get
and
myself free,
which
and I
one?
literally
Salt, Liz, or Prince.
Prince, because he was an author in Norlandia, and I'll be
you
angry
grab-
at him this
You grab
time.
Prince and you stab him so many times.
No, I want to grab Prince's face and basically make him bleed from every orifice he has.
So you
Like, just-
get yourself free and you just
Poor
mind meld with
child
him.
that's with us in the
and
room right now.
yeah, like I
Yeah,
don't
and
care.
then- and then
we're
get the
nearing
fuck
end.
out.
So you get the fuck out. Okay,
Bye.
Pity has gotten the fuck out. You take out the guard because
Okay.
you don't have to. Whatever. He's
Yeah.
he's worth nothing. What do? The 3 of you are reunited and it feels so good.
Does it really feel good? Does it now?
I missed you guys.
Apparently-
You still have 2
apparently
holds
not.
on your escape force.
Do I?
Yeah.
Do I need to roll for those
No,
again?
you got him. You have 2 holds.
All right, so which list do I actually get to pick those from?
It's from the same one, but like it's you impress, dismay, or frighten your enemy. Your enemy's gone. You escape. You suffer little harm in the attempt. I mean, you're going through a sewer, so I mean that will help. No one will take the harm going through the sewer, and you inflict terrible harm. There's no one to inflict terrible harm on. So you fight your way free. You abscond from the scene. You make your way out through out of an aqueduct into a ruined out street. And you can hear the tank rolling down with Taser's men as they head towards Sanctuary. You are between Sanctuary and you is Taser's army. Presumably, Pity,
Hello.
you're with them.
Yep.
Are you on the tank?
Yeah, I want to
you
be on the
standing on
tank.
it?
I'm gonna stand
Okay.
on that tank. It's picturesque.
The 3 of you
Standing on the
I am
motherfucking tank.
glorious.
take a moment to regroup. Share your thoughts.
Okay.
We
By the
go
way,
back
what's-
to Bishop.
Gold
yes.
just fucking looks
ready
at
to
Ken
go.
Yeah.
before as they get out of the sewer and they see the armor rolling away. Gold just looks over at Ken and goes, "You shot me again."
Well, I didn't leave you
What's your
to
history
bleed
at
and
him
die.
with?
I came back.
What's your history with him at?
+3.
Bing.
Oh.
Level
Da,
up.
da, 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 da,
Goes to 4,
da.
resets to 1. Because that was awesome. Your history with him also goes up.
Oh, yes.
What was it
Excellent. It was at +1. So
Okay, so
now it's
2.
at +2.
Does my history with anybody go up?
Did you get to know anyone in this
Oh,
scene a little bit better?
adorable.
I
You get to know the
Can I
Pity's
can I posit that they all know me less?
Everyone's history with Pity drops by 1.
Oh.
Except for Bishop, who doesn't know Betrayal yet.
Yeah, I know.
She did a heel turn.
That's
well,
fair.
I'd say
I know her a
Steve,
little
are
bit
you
less
ready
than I
to
thought I did.
leave Sanctuary?
I'm ready to, yes.
Do you want to bait the trap so that the army will move in and Sanctuary will collapse on them? Is that...
Ooh.
That's exactly what I wanted to do.
And so
Hey.
you want this place to be empty when Taser and his slow-moving gang arrive.
Yes. And then I want
Okay.
basically as soon as they're in the sanctuary, go bye-bye.
Okay, so I'm just going to see here.
I'm sorry, Connell.
Sorry.
I actually did think about like grabbing some stuff from your lab and bringing it with
okay.
me, but I thought
Time is of the
you're dead.
essence.
I'm never allowed to have nice things.
I offered.
Yeah. True.
I liked that lab.
So basically, like let me just kind of
Yeah.
This is what I would like to. I kind of gave a speech to the people within the cathedral. I said, basically, sanctuary is not about the base. It's about the people. And I want to protect the people as best I can. And right now, the situation is dire in this place. We need to find a new home. And I know of a place that we can be able to go to.
You're giving the Adama speech.
I am giving the Adama speech.
We're going to the colony called Earth.
And I know where we can be able to be safe. However,
Every hard holder knows the secret location of the hammer.
exactly.
Keep going with me.
And-
Roll leadership and take +1.
Yeah. Come on. That is a 6 plus
+1.
+1. That's 7 plus 3. That's 10.
That's 10. So, stand up and Bishop, Mother Superior, give us your speech. Speech.
Actually, guys, he's for
speech.
realsies standing up. This is amazing.
Never in the history
All right.
of terrible warriors.
I walk into the cathedral. Everyone is there, looking at
storm
me.
is
The
now
storm
on
is
top.
is literally over top of sanctuary.
What a lovely day.
People of sanctuary. I understand you're frightened. I understand your anxiety. I understand your want to leave. I ask of you, let's leave together. Because the sanctuary is not about the church. Sanctuary is not about this town. Sanctuary is about the people. And I think we can be able to survive on our own. And I know of a place better than this that we can be able to go to. I know of a place of promised land. I know a place flowing with milk and honey that I could be able to take you to. And I ask, if you come with me, we can be able to find that promised land together. However,
40
if you
years in the
feel
desert first.
if you feel like you do not belong, if you feel like I am not the person to follow, by all means, you're free to go. Take whatever resources you want, and you're free to go. We have 4 vehicles. We have
With a
2 vehicles.
+1 forward on your 10.
Yeah.
Because you got a 10, it's a +1, so they will snap to it. And as you start saying that, Rempel's the first to stand. I'll follow you. He then salutes, and then
in the
some of the
middle of a
other men of the
speech.
old guard, they start standing up silently, and then the older men, the people from the manufacturing plant, and all one by one they're roused by your speech, and they all start to stand up, and they start picking things up and just picking up the children, and they're
Okay.
wrapping cloths, and they're making little makeshift
Stuffing
filters.
kids in a bag.
all right, so I order the rest of the security guards to basically to grab the 2 vehicles that we have, because we have the truck with the heads. We've cleared out the heads, and we have the 2 other vehicles in the garage. They're not suitable for battle.
They're not battle, but
they can
they're
they can be
road-ready.
used as a caravan. And we're gonna load up the truck with as many supplies as we can, and then I tell Rempel, initiate Operation Chernobyl.
So you set the generator to overload, and you leave Sanctuary behind. In the clouds of the storm, you're able to get yourself through on the road towards the next chapter.
Yes.
Con Bravo, come join us at the live recording. And the 3 of you are going to still be in the city at this point. We'll see you at Con Bravo. And
Can
Pity.
Can the army roll up to Sanctuary, we have it explode, and that's where the episode ends? Can we do that?
I can have the army get into Sanctuary,
Yeah, but nothing's happened yet.
and the generator is obviously going to explode, and you need to read a situation.
Well, because I kind of intend to let that happen.
Oh,
Do you want to be in the Sanctuary when it happens?
Yeah.
So you roll in with the tank, and Taser's men are going in. Whole place is empty. And they're like, thought this place was supposed to have 100 people. Taser's not impressed because he came here to hunt, he came here to kill, he came here to eat. And the other people, they're antsy, they're trigger finger, they're walking through, they're kicking doors down. The whole place is empty. And as you walk in, Pity, you hop off the top of the tank and you come down and you see the hill up. Do you go up towards the cathedral?
Yeah.
Remember that laser that's not a laser?
Yeah.
It is glowing. You can see it. It's hot red. And you can see it like a beacon through the fog of the storm that's swirling around. And the generator underneath is like that maelstrom generator that fucking Dr. Gold built in his workshop. It's rolling. It's
Because
rolling higher
I
and higher.
can feel that something is happening. I can feel it in the maelstrom. I can feel the rattling.
Is everyone caught up on Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
Yes.
Nope. And
Cassie ruined
Do
it.
you mind about spoilers?
no, I don't care because
Just plug your ears.
no, I don't care because
Listeners, plug your ears.
sorry, Game of
The new
Thrones
season
is
hasn't
not
started
my
yet,
kind
right?
of thing.
That's fine.
It
No,
is
that's fine.
too brutal. It is
For,
too
no. For everyone.
I'm not. I don't.
I just was
But do the
referencing a
thing.
scene from
Do
Game
the
of Thrones
thing. Go
with
ahead.
the cathedral.
It's fine.
Okay, spoiler alert!
It is also a cathedral.
in a cathedral
Yes.
when the alchemist
Yes.
fire goes off.
And in the distance somewhere, Bishop's just sitting there lighting a cigar in the car, and it's just like play of the game.
So the three of you, Bishop's leaving with his bonfire, and that's where we will end this episode. The three of you are out in the world like, we should get back to Sanctuary, we should stop Pity, and then there's this purple and green light
Yeah.
as from the
Everybody-
inside the cathedral just goes.
Okay, we cut to each of their faces as they see the explosion of Sanctuary. You see Orchard seeing where Sanctuary blow up. You see everything around.
From like at the beginning of Breath of the Wild when all the towers are going up. We're seeing it from like multiple locations.
Yeah.
On second thought, let's not go to Sanctuary.
As it's going up, we also see from one of the perspectives. Just a moment. We also see from one of the perspectives a dapper-looking gentleman driving in a car, as in front of him on the horizon a green explosion, and he closes and shields with his black eyes, and he keeps driving towards it.
How dapper is he?
Well, he's wearing old world. He's wearing an old world suit, and he's driving. He's driving a battle car, and it's got blood on the wheels. It's got blood on the hood. It's seen some shit, and those eyes have seen shit. And the green light reflects off of the window, and then it continues driving forward. Think of it like the Mad Max car. And play of the game as Bishop is heading out.
Revenge comes across the bottom of the screen.
Your hard hold
Yeah.
is now a
Doesn't care
convoy.
about Convoy,
Yeah, you don't have you have the protection of the vehicles. You don't have a place anymore.
Battlestar Galactica.
You're now on the road. So we'll rejig for Con Bravo exactly what those stats mean, because you've
Yeah.
also lost people along the way. But you've roused them, and so it's a small group of people, and maybe you will find a new place to call home. The three of you are cut off out in the old city. Sanctuary just obliterates. It's gone. And it was in the shot. It cuts to green when you walk into the cathedral and you walk around and you walk into your confessional booth as it just disintegrates.
Explodes. Yep.
Take
Well, I'm
9 points of harm.
Well, I was gonna say I'm instantly untenable, aren't I?
You're instantly untenable.
Does that mean she comes back with +1 weird?
She can choose.
Something's gonna happen.
Bree, we'll figure that out at Con
Yeah.
Bravo.
Yep.
Your life has become untenable. The maelstrom has taken you. And because it's a maelstrom explosion, we don't know what the fuck that means. Gold.
Yeah.
And
Gold?
you will have a choice.
Gold, who built the generator? Gold.
You can come back. You can come back. Like,
It's your fault.
You can come back 3 times. You can come back with a -1 to your hard, a +1 to your weird, to a maximum of 3. Is your weird already at 3?
No.
You can change to a new playbook, or you can die. Those are their 4 choices. We'll find out at Con Bravo what happens to Pity. We'll find out at Con Bravo what happens to the trio back on the road again. We'll find out at Con Bravo what happens to Bishop and his convoy. And at Con Bravo, we will be joined by Dapper Joe, the man with the black eyes. As the storm rages around them, we cut into the clouds of the burning lake to the south of what was the now crater of Sanctuary, as people, bodies in white hazmat suits are burning the ground in front of them, igniting the acid clouds. There's so many of them, they are actually generating the kickstart to the environmental rollover that created the storm that was coming in front of them. And they're just out there, think like the night army of the White Walkers, but they're all got flamethrovers.
Fuck.
As they're just slowly just burning the ground in front of them in like this slow march.
I kind of picture like in Vietnam, like soldiers just plowing.
But
fields
zombies.
with flamethrowers.
And,
It's like they're watering the lawn, but with fire instead.
Exactly. Purifying the earth, bringing it a new life. Everyone in the trio, you all know each other a little bit more. Take +1 history.
Yay.
In addition to what we just got?
Yeah.
Cool.
I want to keep you going towards leveling up.
Everyone except Pity, right?
Pity.
Well, I said the
Pity
trio.
has become untenable.
Pity's dead right now. Let you know.
You can take an advancement for the hardhold because you rolled.
okay.
Every time you rolled your leadership.
Yeah.
So take it all the way up to an improvement.
Okay, cool.
And we reach the end, quite literally, of Sanctuary. Well, that was handy. How do you all feel?
Maybe I can go salvage that gun.
Oh, the gun. Oh,
Yeah, it's on that tank. The explosion. Maybe it survived.
we'll have to come up with a new project at Con Bravo, won't we?
Oh, man.
Is that the only thing you're thinking of? Is you just saw your home with 6 months
What's this-
vaporized?
Just fucking explosion, and he's just standing there, and literally the only thing going through Gold's mind is maybe the gun.
You know what I really want to say, like just as a comedic end, is like a wadded metal hunk falls right in front of you, but it's like a manhole cover now. It's been all melted down,
Yeah.
and all it's got is like a single like the barrels of the front. It's like
Oh,
coming out
fuck.
of the melted wad. Just boom.
Yeah, he just,
And I just hear it's like,
Gold staring at like,
I can fix it.
oh, man.
You lost everything in that explosion.
I did lose everything in that explosion. I gotta get a new lab.
I'm sorry, you what?
So did the angel. We'll have to get you a new kit.
Hey, this is your fault.
We are going to have a very quick debrief. We're going to have the longer
could've
one
been-
after the Con
this could've
Bravo
been
episode. But
different.
if you're a Patreon supporter, head over to patreon.com/terriblewarriors right now and you can download the debrief episode of this Sanctuary campaign. There will be a short debrief as well for the Dapper Joe campaign that ends on Thursday. And I guess I foreshadowed a bit ahead. Dapper Joe in a car. We'll find out how that happens if you join us again on Thursday. In just 2 days' time, we wrap up that campaign. And at the end of this week, we'll see you at Con Bravo, where we are bringing the survivors of Sanctuary and the survivor of the Dapper Joe campaign to Con Bravo and merging those campaigns. And Derek and I are going to run a special finale to our Apocalypse World. It doesn't end here. It ends in like 5 or 6 days at Con Bravo in Hamilton, Ontario. You can find out more at conbravo.com.
Yeah.
I have been your master of ceremonies, Justin Eacock. My terrible warriors today have been.
I am my name is Connell Macbeth, better known in the nerd community as Toronto's greatest supervillain and evil genius, Dr. Terrawat, playing Jean-Baptiste Emmanuel Goldman, a.k.a. Dr. Gold, your savvy head.
I'm Tom. Hi, Tom. I'm Tom Hughes, an evil genius white from Weird Video Games, and I have been playing the gun lugger, Ken, a.k.a. Don't Call Me Rocky Nelson.
I'm Bree Poison, your terrible warriors Judas, as it's turning out. Playing the brainer? ? Pity. We'll see what happens.
My name's
You're not evil. You just keep rolling that way.
I disagree. She made her choice. She made this.
She's
decision.
still
And now
angry
she's gonna
I
be
was
untenable
touching
about
her
it.
while I was Pity.
Yeah. I feel betrayed. I feel so.
Would you say that you feel violated?
I do.
Yeah,
So
now you know
very
how I
violated.
feel. I've been harboring that for 3 fucking years.
Hi everybody, I'm Cassie D20 Love Chew, and I'm very emotionally exhausted. Why is it every time I'm emotionally exhausted after a game, it's Justin's fault?
Well, Derek's running the game on the weekend, so maybe you'll feel better about yourself.
I don't.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe. Come join us at Con Bravo. ConBravo.com for
I guess.
tickets.
Well, that would be nice. Thank you.
And I'm Steve Saylor, Blind Gamer on YouTube, playing Simon Bishop, a.k.a. Mother Superior, a.k.a. the leader of Sanctuary, a.k.a. Blow Up of Pity.
I love you, Steve.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
This is.
OOC, I love you, Steve.
This is betrayal for a time of 2. You have done again.
See you on Thursday.
Done again.
See you on Thursday for the finale to Dapper Joe. See you on the weekend for the finale to Apocalypse World, our live show. And If you're not going to make it to Con Bravo, that's okay. We're going to release the episode either the Tuesday or the Thursday right after Con Bravo, and then through the month of August, we'll be releasing special year one campaigns. We're going to repeat some of the old stuff if you haven't heard it, condense into a single file.
Terrible Warriors Classics.
And then we will return in September with all new campaigns here on the Terrible Warriors. Thank you for a crazy kick-ass year. We'll talk more about that at Con Bravo. We might be a little rushed and scared, but this has been really cool. We'll do more of that in the debrief. We'll see you there, and I'm out. Take it away, Justin. The Terrible Warriors has new episodes out every Tuesday and every Thursday, and Sanctuary is completed for now, which means you can head to patreon.com/Terrible Warriors to download the Patreon exclusive debrief of this campaign. On Thursday, we wrap up the legend of Dapper Joe with Derek the Bard and his Edmonton crew. And they've got a lot to cover in that last hour, because on Saturday at 1:30 at Con Bravo in room 314, the survivors of Sanctuary and Dapper Joe himself from the Thursday campaign will meet at the gaming table. We have one last episode to record in Apocalypse World, and we're recording it live in front of you at Con Bravo. We're calling it the 5th episode, even though it's really the 9th, because it's the 5th episode for both The Legend of Dapper Joe and the story of Sanctuary. Both of those stories will converge and meet on the battlefield for one final hour. The truth of the hammer will be revealed. Get your tickets now at conbravo.com. We'll see you there on Saturday at 1:30. Derek the Bard's doing his own panel as well with Saturday Morning Cartoons Saturday morning, of course. Connell Macbeth as Dr. Terrawat is tearing up the whole convention. He's running game shows. He's part of D20 Live. He's doing his panel on how to make a world a better place by ruling it, I suppose, as well as being a part of our Terrible Warrior campaign on Saturday. Tom, he's an evil genius, has an unintentional comedy panel later that night, as well as weird video games. And Steve, the Blind Gamer, he's bringing Blind Gamer and doing it live at Con Bravo as well. I'll be there. Justin Eacock, Shane Fitzgerald will be there, and Bree Poison will be there dressed as Pity for the panel. It's gonna be insane. We're really looking forward to it. And for the complete listing of all the guests that are gonna be at Con Bravo, and there's a lot of them, again, head to conbravo.com, buy your tickets. We'll see you in Hamilton, Ontario this weekend. Follow us on Twitter at Dice Warriors for all of our updates, as well as knowing if there's any last second changes about that panel. And today's Terrible Warriors and your now survivors of Sanctuary, sort of, have been Steve Saylor, Cassie Chu, Tom White, Connell Macbeth, Bree Poison, and Justin Eacock. We'll see you on Thursday for the wrap-up to The Legend of Dapper Joe, and we will see you in person at Con Bravo this weekend. And keep playing those games, keep sharing those stories, and we'll see you next time on the Terrible Warriors.